Part 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women of caliber, great white sharpshooters, DSOs, staff sergeants, joint destroyers, top brass and sappers, bringing sexy back types, lawn mowers, carpetbaggers, con men, bachelors, spibs, furniture sellers, spice traders, lifters and leaners, travel allowance Rauters, Kevin 747 and Tony A380, standover goons, union officials, bigots looking for an issue, and newly gonged Aussie knights and dames. Welcome to the Festival of the Boot, Part 2. Welcome to that one Sunday in October. Welcome to Homebush Stadium. Welcome to the 2014 Rugby League Grand Final. Welcome to Team Australia's Operation Sink the Slipper, aka Operation Start the Stink. My very good friends, you and I know what it means to be part of the best team in the world. But as you also know, there are many bludgers out there who think they can cut the mustard. Pretenders who just don't have the ticker, the poke, the go forward to be members of our team. Pillows who powder when the boot is on can never be selected for Team Australia. And it's not easy to get a jumper in our team. You have to be a lifter, not a leaner. Lifters like King Wally Lewis, Dally Messenger, SG Ball, Slippery Steve, the Brick with Eyes, Backdoor Benny, Hurry Hastings, Changa, the Nudist, and Cement Gillespie. Remember, Australians, there are no leaners in our team. Leaners are bludgers who loll about in the sick bay far from the front line with a white feather in the hip pocket, sipping tea and nibbling on a Monte Carlo biscuit while learning to speak French from a box of Red Cross CDs. Team Australia does not let this rubbish or any Dick or Jane pull on our jumper. We decide who will be part of the team and where they will play. You have to measure up to those great BC winners and Pride of Australia medalists from yesteryear. These greats were team players who proudly wore our colours and looked good, making the hard yards up front before getting involved when push came to shove. Players whose names and deeds echo down through the ages and are revered in every Australian home. Heroes who held the flickering flame of peace aloft in the gloom during those dark days of war, pestilence and influenza. These greats put their hands up for Team Australia when Russia rattled the sabre in our direction in 1870. They flew the flag over the veldt in the Boer War when the breaker took a slug for the team. They went over the top when the whistle blew time on in the stink to end all stinks 100 years ago. They clambered over Kokoda with bayonets drawn when the nip came to town. They punched above their weight when Kim Jong-un's crew went silly on the peninsula in 1950. Then when everyone else went wobbly, they rushed back to Asia when the French backed off with the soft cheeses strapped between their legs. Now, with Iraq, Syria, Ukraine, Libya, Nigeria, Sudan and the Gaza going berserk, Team Australia is stepping up and drawing a line in the sand. And so, with Team Australia's Operation Sink the Slipper about to erupt around the nation on the ABC News Radio Network, let's cross over to the green and gold card table and hook up with those two Festival of the Boot heavy lifters in the TA colours. They are rampaging Roy Slaven, a man who played 347 games for the Lithgow Shamrocks, who turned out at the representative level on 77 occasions and was winner of the Cyril Duffy Medal on a record-breaking 9 occasions. Described this week by none other than Deputy PM Warren Truss as the go-to man when the ball is coming in long and you are outnumbered in defence. A big rap coming from someone who knows what it's like to be camped under a bomb. Joining Roy on the second stool is H.G. Nelson. These safe hands, wearing the heavy-duty surgical gloves, will bring you every bump, thump and dump of the 2014 Festival of the Boot. And remember, boot lovers, these blokes will be talking extensively about on-paddock operational matters. So be afraid. Be very, very afraid. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's over to the card table. Are you there? Hitman HG.
Yes, thanks very much indeed, King Wally Otto in the soundproof booth. Good evening, Team Australia. Welcome to the Boot Part 2. Welcome to Stadium Australia here at Homebush. Welcome to the 2014 Rugby League Grand Final. Welcome to the miracle of the rabbit and the bone. Welcome to the second prong of Team Australia Sink the Slipper, a.k.a. Start the Stink. Today's boot, a battle of brain, brawn and buttock between the two best teams in the competition for Rugby League's greatest prize. Running out in the blue and white this evening are the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, skippered by a menace who cannot be here this evening due to a busted ankle. His big moon boots have been taken over by none other than Graham and Hodgkinson to captain the side. That is the Canterbury Bankstown side. Of course, the side is coached by madman Desi Hasler, and their opponents in the big cha-cha-cha this evening are the South Sydney Rabbits in the Coachwood and Myrtle, captained by Johnny Sutton and coached by Madge Maguire. The Rabbits are appearing for the first time on your television in living colour at the Big Dance. Isn't that an amazing stat? The first time in living colour at the Big Dance. Those are the simple facts. With the Boot Part 2, the nation is united and there is a palpable, insouciant odour of old-fashioned stink in the air. League lovers, for the best of the boot, turn your television to the free-to-air Rugby League channel down your end of the swamp. Turn down the sound and turn up ABC News Radio on an analogue radio. That's right, run to the garage and get that paint-spattered transistor off the ladder and take it into the lounge room. And now with the chaff in the bag, it's time to welcome a man to Stadium Australia who today is fully loaded. He's locked and loaded. He's chock-a-block full of the dank-style angry pills. That man is rampaging Roy Slaven. Roy, welcome to Stadium Australia. Welcome to Rugby League. Welcome to the card table. Welcome to a battle between dog and rabbit. Welcome to the Boot Part 2. The atmosphere tonight, it's incredible.
Yeah. How long have we been associated, HG, with this particular event? I mean, we're talking well over a quarter of a century now. And one imagines, I mean, this reminds me of what rugby league was like during the Depression, when all people had to look forward to was the Rugby League Grand Final. There was nothing else in their lives. And this is the sense I get here today, that this is everything for so many people. And they're all here, HG. I've never seen, since the Olympic Games, I've never seen Stadium Australia absolutely packed to the gunnels as it is today. People are here to witness history.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what sort of history it's going to be, we don't know.
No, we don't.
We can just speculate.
That's the glorious beauty of rugby league.
It is the glory. Look, it's the glorious beauty of sport itself.
Of course.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Australian style, I'd have to say. So, look, the anticipation, I've never witnessed anything like it. To me, this is where we're forging new ground. This is untrodden territory.
It is.
I don't know where we are, but I like it. And we're here, and we're not alone, HG. We're here with millions of other Australians. I don't know if there would be one genuine, dinky-die, decent, God-fearing, law-abiding Australian who wouldn't be fixed watching this tonight with us. That's the way I see it. It's bound us together as a nation in a way that one can only imagine Gallipoli did 100 years ago.
It's a terrific summary there, Roy, and so beautifully setting the scene. Of course, people will remember this day. They'll remember this day in the same way as they remember the news that, say, Apple were putting out iPhone 6. It has that import.
Yeah.
It is that big.
Yeah.
I compared it favourably with the release of U2 in the Apple iPhone 6.
Yes.
People will never forget this day. Never forget it. Roy.
Look, right up there, HG, with, say, the marriage of Kimi and Kanye.
That big.
It's that big, isn't it? I mean, that was a day. I called you and said, mate, does it get any bigger? And you said, I don't know. Well, I think it has. I think this is bigger. I mean, people can talk about Kimi and Kanye till the cows come home. You're not going to get anything like we're going to have tonight. And it was a great wedding. I'm not knocking it.
No.
It was terrific.
It was.
Two wonderful people. Wonderful ambassadors for whatever. But here tonight, well, for marriage. But here we've got a marriage made in heaven.
You know, when Kimi and Kanye got married, I rushed over to your place.
I know.
And I got there just in time to see the ring slide on.
I know.
God, I was weeping.
I know you were.
I mean, I was standing there saluting with the tears of joy rushing down my face. I was obviously nude. The sloop was pointing north.
Yes.
I couldn't do more. I could not do more.
I know. We didn't sleep for 3 days. We just partied, didn't we?
We were just overwhelmed with emotion. Well, speaking of emotion, a man who will obviously be very emotional today is Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
And he's on the front page of a Sydney paper on the weekend. He came out and said a strong South Sydney club means not just more football players or sports people, but more doctors, lawyers and artists will rise from our fan base of kids as they grow because they've been given a true example that hard work and belief does in fact have its rewards. Can our universities cope with what is going to happen in 2015? Thousands upon thousands of kids are going to drop down the paintbrush. They're going to forget panel beating. They're not going into butcher's shops. They're going to charge into universities and say, I want to be a doctor. I don't care about the HECS debt. If it's $100,000 a year, I'm prepared to pay it. I want to be a lawyer. Sign me up. I want to be an artist. Where do I go to get the smock on and what do I have to do? Yeah. It's an incredible statement.
It is, isn't it? And you've got to think there's got to be a kernel of truth there, HG. I mean, I was wondering why new Minister Pine was so interested in creating changes and a new revolution within Australian education. I'm not saying that we need it or not, but listening to you today and listening to what Russell is saying, I mean, we might be having this revolution just in time. Because universities, people are going to be, I mean, you've seen the images from Hong Kong. That's what it's going to be like around our universities, with kids demanding degrees, kids demanding access. And isn't that a great thing?
It is an incredible thing, but did you ever think rugby league would do it?
No, I didn't. But it's a funny old game, HG.
This is the Festival of the Boot, Operation Sink the Slipper, and we are talking on Paddock Matters, here on ABC News Radio.
Well, Roy, there's so many topics. There are so many topics. I'm just wondering if we could get your thoughts on a couple of things right from the bat. Will we see a traditional softening up period in the match today? Do you think an old-fashioned traditional softening up?
I'd certainly like to think so, yeah. A lot of people, there'd be people born now, HG, probably have never seen a traditional softening up period. It was one of the joys of rugby league, and I think it was why we had that explosion of doctors and lawyers in days gone by because of the traditional softening up period. You know, obviously players with busted heads needed representation and needed doctors to attend to them. Traditionally, HG, with rugby league, the whistle was put away for the first 10 minutes. And the players, we used to say, look at this fireworks. It's just unreal, isn't it? People used to say this is where the players got to know each other. And so you got to know each other, HG, and it was genuinely survival of the fittest. It was perfectly Darwinian. If you couldn't survive that first 10 minutes, you didn't belong there. And I'd like to think we might see an echo of that tonight. Let's face it, we've got a lot of buffheads out here tonight. We've got a lot of thugs. We've got a lot of niggle merchants. We've got the perfect powder keg for a big explosion of one of the great joys of rugby league. That is the melee. Now, when did we last see a melee in the opening 3 or 4 minutes of a grand final? I mean, it's become too sanitised. Everyone knows it. But here is a tremendous opportunity tonight to show kids what their grandfathers loved about rugby league and what their fathers love about rugby league, and indeed their mothers and grandmothers.
Now, can I put it to you that there's a couple of players who are actually leaving rugby league tonight?
Yes.
Ben Teo,
Yes.
I think he's off to play rugby somewhere.
Yes.
And, of course, Sam Burgess is off to play rugby in England.
Yes, in
now,
Bath, yeah.
If they went silly,
Yep.
they wouldn't incur any penalty, would they?
Well, yes, they do, HG. The Rugby League has been in touch with the English Rugby Union to say if Sam does do something, let's say Sam accidentally kills someone tonight and he's found guilty, he would have to serve his time under the judiciary of the Rugby Union of England. So, same for Benny Teo. So, the lawyers have spoken to them.
Good.
But having said that, I hope they ignore the lawyers and go really silly.
Because on the other side, we have
Yep.
somebody who in the previous years, and I don't mean to be unkind here, these are, of course, retiring players,
Yes.
parade of retiring players.
But is that Braithen Astor?
Yeah, well,
Wasn't he terrific?
he's been terrific. Except your model comment once was they played like a team with Braithen Astor in them.
Well, that's true. That's true. We can't forget that, can we? I mean, he did. You'd have to say. Look, he looked like a rugby league player, but that's as far as it went.
Now,
I don't want to talk him down, though.
the last time, of course, Graham, I think, appeared at this highest level, the prop from the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs side,
Yeah.
he was asked to sit out for about 12 weeks
Yes, he
due
was.
to an indiscretion.
Yes,
so
he
there is form here.
Yeah, there is
And-
form. Yeah. And these English forwards, HG, they've for generations now, they've been coming over here, Lee Crook style, and showing us techniques and skills that the Australian forwards often forgot about. You know, grabbing a person by the genitals. Now, it's not really an Australian style, but it's very much in the English style. You know, a knee in the nose, that sort of thing, to bite someone's nose. You know, biting is something we haven't seen for a hell of a long time, but the British tend to bring those terrific skills that we forget about. The grabbing, the finger up the date, the knee in the nose, the biting of the ear, the gouging of the eye, all of these old-fashioned skills. And I tell you, it does put you off as a player. If you take one up the back door, you have your nuts squirreled, and you get a poke in the eye and your nose bitten off. I tell you, it's hard to focus on the ball under those circumstances.
ABC News Radio.
Festival of the Boot 2014. Part 1.
This is Canberra calling, asking Team Australia to report all suspicious footballing activity to ABC News Radio.
Yes, Roy. Look, a couple of issues popped up during the week. The one big issue that seemed to get a lot of press, Isaac Luke.
Yeah.
Obviously related to Sonny Bill. He had to go to the judiciary because of a tackle in last week's game. He's been outed for today, and even on appeal, they didn't seem to be able to make much headway. Gus Gould wrote, I think, on his behalf and the sense of the rugby league community. He said he totally understood the sensitivity around lifting tackles, because let's face it, this year there's been a very difficult problem with lifting tackles and players falling awkwardly in tackles. However, we need people who understand the game dealing with these issues, not knee-jerk panic from people who have never played the game, chasing their tails, trying to administrate accidents and heavy collisions out of rugby league. Now, was it that? Or what are the rules meant to be administrated by those who are in a position of power as best as they can?
Yeah, look, my heart goes out to Isaac Luke.
It does too.
You know, I've never liked the bloke. I'm on record as saying that. I'm on record of saying that to his face. I'm on record of saying that to his family. I've been on record as saying that ever since I saw the bloke play for the first time when he was a junior. So, putting that to one side, though, I think what all the players want is consistency.
Consistency, that's right.
Now, it's consistently this year, if you pile drive a player headfirst into the ground, take him over the perpendicular, you get time off. And I think they've been perfectly consistent. And I don't think we're missing anything by having Isaac Luke not here. I don't think we're missing anything. I don't think that the game's been robbed as a spectacle. I think a lot of people cheered. A lot of Australians cheered when they heard Isaac Luke wasn't going to play in the same way they cheered when they heard that Michael Ennis had broken his foot. Perfect, everyone thought. At least we're going to get a game of rugby league now without two niggle exponents out there who bring nothing to the game but niggle. Now they're gone. And this frees up the two Englishmen to step into that breach and do what they do best.
A, B, C, News Radio, Festival of the Boot.
Australians, you are at war. But this is the 2014 Festival of the Boot, live with Roy and HG on ABC News Radio.
I was taken also by another comment from Gus in the same newspaper article. He said, the same goes for the ultra-conservative and over-cautious concussion regulations.
Oh, yes.
We all get a player welfare and we all look after our players better than any time in history. However, we also need to protect our game from the minority voices and personal campaigns from people who have never played the game. If we keep bowing to doctors, lawyers and the media and their crusades, then the game will eventually be played no more.
Yeah.
He finishes up, there I said it. Is that how you see it? Are we gone concussion mad?
Yeah. Well, look, I've always felt a bit funny about concussion because we used to laugh at blokes who were concussed. They were in the half dream room. You know, it was the funniest thing, seeing them run around heading in the wrong direction and hopping in the wrong car after a game and, you know, going to the wrong house, not knowing who their mum and dad were, that sort of stuff. We found that terribly amusing. But with hindsight, HG, I think we were wrong. I think we were wrong. You know, it was funny at the time, and, you know, fair's fair. But sensibilities move on. I don't think there is a role for concussion anymore. I mean, we used to admire players who could play in the half-dream room. Mm-hmm. You know, we had a bloke in, you know, Mickey Benson. He played so much better when he was concussed than he didn't. That Grassy used to concuss him before a game. Now, you wouldn't get away with that these days. And I think the game's a lot better as a result. Because, let's face it, Mick... Well, I don't think Mick does much anymore.
No.
You know, I don't think he did much for a hell of a long time. You know, he played 2 seasons of rugby league and...
That was his life.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he loved it.
He would have. He would have. If he could remember a thing about it, what he was doing.
Well, he couldn't. That was a sad thing.
And
Jeez, you played well.
Yeah.
We'd say to him, you played well. What? You played well. Who are you talking to? Me. Who are you? Who am I? You know, you're Mick. What? You know, it was that sort of
Difficult.
stuff. Yeah. And he only made sense once you know, got the 2 bricks and hit him on the head again. Then he'd sort of say, where's the ball?
Now, of course, we've been lucky enough to call Royce Simmons in action from time to time, and who can forget that try he scored in a Penrith's first win? It might have been about 1992.
Yeah.
Well, he ran the length of the field in his mind. He only, literally, when you look at the vision now, it appears to be about 6 metres.
It was, yeah.
And, of course, he promised to buy everybody in Penrith a beer. I still think he's
did.
Still trying to get that together somehow.
No, didn't he promise to have a beer with everyone?
Oh, have a beer with everyone.
Yeah, which was a big call, given that there were, 44,000 there that day?
I think they were about that's right, from Penrith.
But he probably gave it a good shot. Yeah.
And, of course, then if we've got a moment here where things have gone a little bit quiet, who do you like in this match? I mean, obviously, I think it's great, the observation that Burgess and Graham have to step up because Isaac and obviously Michael aren't there.
Yeah. Look, I think only one team can beat Souths, HG, and that's Souths.
Yeah, that's my feeling too.
Souths, they are by far the better team. They've got the most efficient forward pack. They've got a tremendous set of backs. They're really well covered in every direction. There's a lot of responsibility, though, on young Reynolds to steer them around the park and do all the kicking. Desi's always interested in opening up the envelope a little bit further than normal and coming up with a game plan that surprises everyone. It wouldn't surprise me, HG, if Reynolds got hit pretty hard pretty early.
This is Operation Sink the Slipper, a.k.a. Start the Stink, and it's live across the battlefield with Roy and HG on ABC News Radio.
Roy, the referees tonight, obviously the Badger and the Ferret out there tweeting. Do you think they'll have an influence? And if so, is there any message come down from Rugby League on high about what they should be looking for from the NRL office?
Look, obviously, holding down is going to be the big one. That's the one. Everyone hates it, and a lot of people don't understand the difference between a surrender tackle and a dominant tackle. If it's a dominant tackle, you can hold a player down for a discrete amount of time. If it's not a dominant tackle, you can't. Is this Slash?
It is Slash. Look, he's just there by himself.
Great, isn't he?
He's just incredible.
Yeah.
He's a bloke with a guitar.
He is.
And he's seen one game of rugby league.
I know, and loved it.
Loved it. He describes it as intense. And
this reminds me, HG, seeing this act today. In the grand final of 74, Shamrocks versus the Bathurst Charlestons, we had Akabilk perform. He did a beautiful number, Stranger on the Shore, yeah.
Honestly, on the agony stick.
Yeah. And it reminds me just of this, when was the last time we had an instrumentalist? It's been a while.
It has. Could open the door for a lot of people.
Well, yeah.
Look, can I just say is that what's great about this is that people around the world are tuned in.
Yeah.
Because they know Slash is playing.
Yes.
And they know he thinks this is intense.
Yeah.
And so, do you know what I mean? It's
I do know
that
what you
thing
mean.
about...
It's an investment, isn't it?
It is. And
it's a real investment in the future of rugby league internationally.
Correct. And the American perspective is so important.
Yeah.
It's all very well getting Russell Crowe, the gladiator, out there, but when you have Slash out there, he talks to a whole different, can I use this word? I don't like using it, demographic.
He does, doesn't he?
It's a really different demographic. It's sort of niche demographic.
It is a niche demographic, but it's a demographic that probably hasn't found rugby league yet. And if this is a window to rugby for these people to access rugby league, then the game's going to go through the roof. Absolutely through the roof. Internationally, I mean, it's gone through the roof in Australia, New Zealand, and a couple of the islands, New Guinea, and parts of northern England.
Yeah.
But this really could ignite it as a force, a world force, in, say, the United States.
It would be incredible. And a bloke with a top hat and it looks like a Les Paul guitar. Yeah. It's hard to imagine those things coming together at rugby league and doing that. It's just an absolute masterstroke from those in charge.
Well, I think so, actually. Yeah, it's like, when Akabilk did open the Lithgow.
Yeah.
So many jazz freaks had never come to rugby league, and people who enjoy the woodwind instrents, there aren't that many. I'm not saying it's a subgroup, yeah. But I would say in a crowd of, I think would have been upwards of 900 there that day, an extra 10 or so had come from the Lithgow Town Band and the Bathurst Town Band because they knew Akabilk was playing, and most of them stayed, at least for the first half of the rugby league.
Now, can I also point out, can you just look at the fireworks here?
Yeah.
We are teaching the world how to do fireworks.
Yes.
I mean, the Chinese have traditionally held that over us. I don't think you can say that with confidence anymore.
You can't anymore, can you?
Look at that firework display there. That is just incredible.
I know, it is amazing, isn't it? It is. I mean, the Chinese would look at this, and they'll be watching it.
They will.
They'd be, I hate to use this sort of word on news radio, but they'd be crapping themselves, wouldn't they?
They can't do anything like this.
No, they can't.
And
they'd love to.
And
look at the way Slash is lit. Look at that sort of upward lighting that, makes him appear sort of gothic and
big. And the licks
he's bulking up a bit, isn't he?
He is. And the licks he's laying down here are just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, that is really echoing around the stadium here. And of course, it's easy to say from the card table, but that is just an incredible pipe opener to this thing.
It is, isn't it?
And of course, we've got this, what would I call it? This incredible battle. And now the argument of just having Sydney clubs play in the grand final is so clear, isn't it?
Isn't it great?
It's a breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air.
Why bother with all the rest? Sure, they can clog up the competition. But in the end, it's got to be Sydney clubs, doesn't it?
I think it has, yeah. It's so much richer. I mean, this is a world-class event now. If it was Melbourne versus the Broncos, who'd be here?
ABC News Radio.
Festival of the Boot 2014.
footy heads, the Somme was no picnic, but neither is the boot. Lendon here because it's live across Australia on ABC News Radio.
Yes, Roy, I've got a lift out today with Bronwyn Berserker Bishop at The Pig. And that was just incredible to sit there and hear those two old rugby league minds go hammer and tongs about the issues.
Yeah.
It was an absolute clinic, you know.
Yes, it would have been.
There's nothing that Berserker doesn't know about the game. And, of course, The Pig is here.
Yeah, I know he's
as
here.
I understand it,
Yeah.
because of a donation to charity.
That's
is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
One of the News Limited people.
I think one of the betting firms.
Oh,
actually.
correct. Sorry.
One of the betting firms, I think, gave some money to someone. But there are a lot of stars here. I mean, you're talking stars. George Pickens. I mean, he's a star of South Sydney. Let's face it. I mean, the team he was part of is probably one of the finest teams anyone's ever seen. But stars, I've seen Kate Blanchett here.
Kate Blanchett's here.
She's an international star, HG.
Did she have an opinion about who might win?
Look, I think she's going for the Dogs, although I wasn't sure. She was dressed in the colours of Souths, so I wasn't sure if she knew. So I didn't embarrass her. I just nodded and said, "That's great."
Yeah,
and moved on. But actually, Grant Denyer, I don't know if you've seen that terrific show, Family Feud.
Oh, it's
a lot of people said to me it wouldn't work anymore, that it was dated and old and stupid and just clogging up the works and what have you. But Grant Denyer's really given it a sort of super boost in a way, hasn't he? He's given it a real personality charge that has lifted it out of the ordinary. I mean, I don't watch it, and I don't know anyone who does. But whispers I'm getting is that it's doing very well. So it was good to see Grant here. He's going for the Dogs. I saw Senator Glenn Lazarus here,
The
HG.
Brick?
Yeah.
Is he pleased to be here, and is he getting monstered by people?
He is.
Wanting him to know why he doesn't do more for rugby league? Or?
Well, look, I suspect there might be a little bit of fallout. I think he's heading the inquiry into the Campbell Newman government. So this will be a very interesting thing. And you can imagine how Campbell Newman must feel with someone like Glenn Lazarus
Coming at him.
in his who's got him in his crosshairs. So I was very diplomatic. I asked Glenn, how it was going, the inquiry, and he didn't say too much about it. And I understood that these things at this stage are probably sub judice. I don't
understand
know.
that.
It would take a greater legal mind than me to be able to get to the bottom of what the inquiry is looking at in particular. I'd like to think it's to do with the absence of a second rugby league team in Brisbane. Now, that might be what it's about. I'm not too sure. But it seems to me a very open inquiry, doesn't it?
It
It's
does.
just an inquiry into the Campbell Newman government. Well, God almighty, that can go anywhere, can't it? Can absolutely go anywhere. Anyway, Glenn's looking after that. I was very excited to be here. He's going for the Dogs. And I bumped into Sticky Stewart, an old, the game's best thinker, obviously.
Yes.
And I said to him, how are you seeing it, Stick? How do you think it's going to go? He said, I don't know. And I thought, well, isn't it great? Even the game's best thinker doesn't know.
Many are called, but few are chosen. That's just the way it is when Team Australia presents the Festival of the Boot live on ABC News Radio.
Yes, and wow, they took off Slash pretty quickly, and now Train's out there.
Yeah.
Roy, this is just amazing. Now, these are another American band, and, slightly different demographic, which is very important. And people around the world would be sitting up and thinking, wow, not only did they get Slash, but they got Train.
Yeah. Yeah, how did they manage to get Train, actually? You may not know this, of course, but I suppose the Rugby League
Would have
marketing
money.
division would have got in touch with their agency. Would
And
that
their
be how it worked?
management, and say, would you be available to come, say, on the 5th of October? And then they'd have to point out it's daylight saving.
Oh, yes.
Would that worry you?
Yes.
More
Do we know
right
how
in the
long
day?
they're here for, actually? They're going to have a bit of a holiday while they're here, or they're heading off on the plane tonight back
I
home?
think they're pretty busy while they're here.
Right.
But look, it's a terrific new, fresh sound. that sort of sounds like every other sound.
It does a little bit, doesn't it? I mean, you'd have to say they're not really bringing something new
To the world of music.
of,
they're just bringing familiar.
pop or rock.
No, they're bringing familiar. That's great.
Yeah.
And I think that they're, an excellent addition.
Yeah, but you wonder why we couldn't have had an Australian band.
Well, I ask that every time.
I know.
But we're just not good enough.
Oh, I see. Fair enough.
Yeah. We don't have, bands like this.
No, I don't suppose
We don't have
do.
a bloke standing in a top hat with a lot of curly hair
No, we
playing
don't.
a guitar by himself. We can't do that.
No. I thought Tommy Emmanuel or someone like that could have
We could have.
done something.
It's true.
Do you know if Tommy's people were approached, HG, or not?
I've got no idea.
No, I don't
but
know.
again, look at the fireworks. As you point out, the Chinese rightly are crapping themselves.
Well, they would.
Now,
Now, the other thing, HG, do we know if the Army's involved in the delivering of the ball? Remember we usually have a Black Hawk helicopter
come
arrive?
down. Yeah, well, I just hope there's one left over that it isn't sent off overseas on
of
some
course.
sort of humanitarian mission or
Yes,
other. And
yes.
that it would be a nice touch to give the public a chance to have a look at one of those helicopters up close.
Yeah, because it's one of the traditions of rugby league that goes back, oh, God almighty, when was the helicopter invented?
Well, quite
Fair
some
while
time
back, but
ago.
ever since then, traditionally, the ball has arrived in the helicopter.
Now, a couple of things. Video ref and a subcategory of topic or subtopic, referee cam.
Oh, yes.
Now-
Well, the referee cam's rubbish, isn't it?
It is. They need a monitor so they can see the shots they're getting.
Yeah.
There's no point just pointing it round like this
Well, referees
aren't
are
camera
often
people.
very skilled.
Yeah.
But they're not camera people, are they?
They're not.
They don't know to keep your head still. You know, it's all that wobbly business, which I suppose they're influenced by the modern techniques used in, telling stories filmically. You get a lot of moving camera these days. In the old days, you didn't, apart from the odd Dutch tilt with a wobble. But I don't like the pictures we're getting
From
I just think
the
it's
referee's head.
I mean, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
Now, we come to the video.
Yeah.
In the final series, there's been a lot of tries which the referees have thought were trials, but would like to have a look, not at the grounding, not at the last pass, not at the forward pass on the 20-metre mark, but go back to something that happened, say, the 30-metre in the other half.
Yeah, I know. I hate it. I think either you go with the video ref and you don't have referees out there. You just have
Somebody up
people
there.
on monitors saying, "Was this all right?" Or light goes off, stop. Go back, mistake here. Or you leave it to the blokes out there with the whistle.
Yeah, indeed.
You can't have it both ways. I don't think.
I enjoy human error.
I love human error.
Yeah, gives you something to talk about.
Yeah, I know. And the other thing is, in the old days, clubs used to be able to bribe
Did they?
certain referees.
Yeah.
And that always gave an interesting perspective. You know what I mean? It just put another variable in the mix.
Another twang to it.
Yeah, another twang. Exactly.
Now-
And we've been robbed of that particular aspect of the spectacle.
Now, Roy, look, I know you come along often with a number of programs you like to hook through during the call.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel as though we didn't get it. I think you had to go, we're able to hook through a little bit about the gardening program. and
Gardening Australia
Gardening
with
Australia.
Kostya.
But you were able to do that when we were doing it last week. But I felt as though I didn't give you a chance.
No, that's all right. No,
In the call to hook through your programs.
Now you should point out to people what hook through means.
Yes, this is
this is where you get commentators talking about
programs that have nothing to do.
No.
And they're not interested in
No.
while the commentary's going on.
Commentary's going on. Yeah, that's right. Well, I love it. I love the hook through. I love it when, Richie Benno in the old days on cricket used to talk about, watching the block or something like that. He said, oh, well, if Richie's watching it must be great. Could I direct people towards Compass this evening? I think it's going to be a very lively debate that I think Geraldine Doog will be hosting a very lively discussion on some of the moral issues facing us as a society today.
Can I point out that program's finished?
Oh, is it finished?
Yeah, it's sadly a bit past it, yeah.
Oh, maybe it's a repeat.
Well, you can watch it on iView, I'm sure. But I think it starts at 6:30 normally, that program, and runs to 7 o'clock.
Is that right?
Yeah, sadly. But kids,
all right.
I mean, I know a lot of kids would probably like to see it.
Yeah. Well, iView, there you go, iView. It might be repeated on ABC2 later on this evening, perhaps. Q&A, HG, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
That's always worth a view. You get some lively discussion there.
Do you like Foyle's War?
I love Foyle's War, HG. Certainly post-war as it is now. The cases are really interesting, and Michael Kitchen, his name might be. What a fabulous performance he puts in as foil. I'd certainly recommend that. Although these are all repeats, but it doesn't matter if you've seen him before.
Yeah. You always get something out of it.
You can be Brechtian about it, HG. It's better knowing the conclusion. Yes.
And of course, that's preceded, I think, on a Saturday night by that incredible show that they might have made something like 13 or 14 series of called New Tricks. There can't be that many cold cases left.
Yeah, I love that New Tricks. Yes. I think they've replaced James Bolam in the lineup. Yes, and that shocked me for a little while because I was a real Bolam fan, you know. But they've managed to maintain the standard, and the ensemble acting between the three or the four principals is absolutely breathtaking. Eggheads I like too, HG. That's regularly on around 6 o'clock
on a weekday.
If you've got nothing else to do. You know, or if it's, you've got a menial task to perform, like, I don't know,
peeling potatoes.
Polishing the brass.
Yeah, polishing the brass.
That's the sort of show that can transport you to somewhere else while you rub away.
Now, coming back to, so you try and squeeze some references.
Oh, and Silent Witness I'll be watching as
Silent Witness. I thought that was off, but it might be back on.
Oh, it repeats.
Repeats, yeah. Now... It's 29 degrees at the ground.
I know.
It's perfect temperature for rugby league, isn't it?
There's a bit of breeze going to blow through from the northwest, I think, HG, to cool the boys off.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're expecting that to arrive actually very short. That's the other thing, HG, the weather on the ABC as an adjunct to the news. I think it's the best weather.
Without doubt.
Without doubt.
You don't have to think.
No.
Roy. You can state boldly. ABC weather, at the end of the news bulletin is world class.
It is world class, and often they make the Bureau of Meteorology look stupid.
ABC News Radio.
Festival of the Boot 2014.
Kokoda was no stroll in the park, but then again, neither is this. And this is the 2014 Festival of the Boot, live on ABC News Radio.
Roy, we look now at South Sydney, and I was in the spiritual home, Redfern Station earlier today, and it was just fantastic to see people coming out of the burrows and hutches over there, in the gear and onto the trains and out to Homebush. And, it's a journey. It's more than a journey. It's a narrative. It's a narrative of hope. They were thrown out of the competition in the Super League era, back in through the marches and the court cases and so on.
That's right.
Just as well they appealed, because
that might have been 2000. Those marches.
2000 were incredible. The world stopped and took on board.
Well, that's right. People forget. I mean, look at Hong Kong today. That's how it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now I'm just wondering if you could trace a moment in all of this where you thought as though, hello, Souths are back. And they're going to do it, and culminating today. And I went through and I had a look, and I thought the trip to the Burning Palms Motel in Dubbo, the poo in the shoe incident, and I just thought there's something really unusual about this that's so rugby league.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. I thought there was a real turnaround, HG, when it might have been when Rusty got them the Armani suits. You'll recall.
That was great.
And the players, I don't think many of them had worn a suit before. So, it was interesting seeing the blokes with, the trousers on back to front and all that sort of stuff. But that to me said that they were starting to really embrace the real world. Yeah.
And that was lovely, because people often thought they were flying the plane. That they weren't actually there to move about as ordinary people, but they were dressed as pilots.
Well, that's right. That's right. Well, that's right. You see them at Mascot, and people will be going up and asking them, where do I get this, or where does that, how do I book how do I work this machine? Where do I take my luggage? That sort of stuff. What time are you taking off, sir? That sort of. And are you flying QF 109? That sort of stuff.
And of course, the team has been thereabouts over the last 3 or 4 years. They had stage fright a couple of times in the preliminary final stage. And so it's no surprise to see them kick on and actually be here today.
Well, I think there'd have to be an inquiry if they weren't here today, HG. So much effort's gone into this. And a lot of this has got to be sheeted home to Madge Maguire and some of his interesting ideas. He's been getting into work at 3:30 of a morning.
Is that right?
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
3:30 of a morning he gets in, and he'll often get the hose out and, water the oval because no one else is going to do it, so he does it himself. He'll
Do the video.
He'll do the video, do his video work, all of that, and prepare breakfast for the players when they get in there at 7:30.
It's tremendous.
It's extraordinary what he's been up to.
Now, and what do you make of this story that's bobbed up that the Rabbits have been working with controversial, not the paper's term, not mine, American sports scientist Mitch Ross, who has a series of chips, as I think the players are running on now, as we see on screen now, the south side.
Parrot, yeah.
Now,
What sort of chips, HG?
Well,
Are they like a packet of chips or...
sort of. They're pain, performance and sleep chips, which they strap to various parts of their body. The players were given a custom inner soles with chips and ice spray program performance frequencies.
So it's a bit like an energy polarizer.
I assume so. Yes, but Peter Brock. Now,
Pioneered, yes.
I put, he went to Madge. This is Mitch Ross. Went to Madge and put some paint chips on his shoulder. He said he felt great. He said he wished he had them when he was playing. In the meantime, he put a couple of two of our boxer ice wristbands on. Their high performance guy called Troy Thompson.
Oh, yes.
He had to take them off in 10 minutes because he was freezing.
Is that right? Is that how effective they are?
They are. Madge, they talk to the players.
Well, if that's the case, actually, we shouldn't be too concerned about climate change. Getting too hot. If we just stick a chip on.
Can you see the chips on them now? Is that what
are
it
they
should be
allowed to
looking
wear
for?
the chips out onto the park?
Well, I'm not sure.
Well, where would they have that? They'd have them hidden under their Guernseys,
Well,
wouldn't
we
they?
can see one of the Burgess boys putting on a boot there, and he's got a lot of strapping on his wrists. Would that be where
that could be where the chip is now. Just an observation, actually. I thought Souths were looking pretty wound up earlier, and the Bulldogs...
Very, very relaxed.
Very relaxed.
Yeah.
Almost too relaxed.
Well, the trouble is they've been there quite a bit recently.
Yeah, they know what it's like.
Yes.
They know what it's like. For Souths, well, they haven't been at grand final for how long? 42 years.
Is that right,
Well,
Roy?
that's a long time.
It's a long time between drinks.
Yeah.
And on screen now we've got a bloke interviewing Desi Hasler. How mad is Des? Roy, you know him pretty well. Obviously he is a person who's acquainted with this heady height in rugby league. But he does
Someone described him as a Chauncey Gardner type.
Wow, there's a reference.
Yeah,
Peter Sellers
Peter
film.
Sellers, yeah.
Being There might
was
be the film.
Yeah.
Now, that'd be at least 30 years ago.
Yes, it would be, yeah. But if he's a Chauncey Gardner type, it means he uses simple analogies, and we're meant to divine more meaning in them than would have been the intention of him.
I'm not sure whether this is one of his, the seagulls follow the trawler because they think sardines will be thrown out. Is that the sort of thing you mean? That might
That's
not be one.
exactly what I mean.
Australians, please be upstanding for a 3-second pause for the fallen. Thank you, Team Australia. Now, back to the boot on ABC News Radio.
Roy, it is a story, isn't it? The struggle from, Souths to get there. And yet people forget they're the most successful team in the competition.
They have. They've won more premierships, I think, than any other team by a significant margin. Just that most of them were obviously before
anybody was born.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah. See, we forget how old rugby league is as a game. See, 1908.
It's over 100 years ago.
It is over 100. It is. Well, over 100 years
Now, can I also, just jumping from topic to topic here, raise the word toe fog?
Yes.
Toe fog is, obviously, as we watch pictures from 2000 here and the battle to get Souths back in.
Yeah.
And look at that. No wonder it was irresistible. The force, it was a tidal wave of humanity that said, as you point out, the only comparison in current thinking is Hong Kong today. Toe fog, there's Russell, of course, the lead singer of Toe fog. Toe fog standing for 30-odd footed grunt.
Yes.
Russell Crowe, great songs like Raywin.
Raywin was a great song,
Are you thinking that this is a lost opportunity? The fog, the
would have been great, wouldn't it?
The trophy, the Summons, Proven trophy going around.
Sure.
Slash wandering on to take the lead break. Train maybe sort of doing something in the background on the tambourines.
Yeah.
That's a message that would be, once they'd won,
It was
irresistible.
a great idea. It hadn't occurred to me that Tofog could have done it. They'd have been great. People would have loved them. And what an emotional time it would have been for Rusty going out there, being part of the entertainment, you know, with a team that he's created.
I know.
It would have just
Tight
been
fit?
Tight fit. It would have been absolutely perfect. What was rugby league thinking?
Well, exactly. I just hope somebody did ask him.
There's Sammy Burgess said,
Sammy G. They do look. We see they've been talking as
they
though
look
they're going to
rabbits
win.
in the spotlight, don't they?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful phrase there. Look, one thing that did worry me was slightly when they got to worry about, the kid who was rubbed out, Isaac Luke.
Oh, yes, I said.
How he would deal with the celebrations. Could he be part of the runaround crew?
Well, the rugby league said at first no.
No, I
Yeah.
think sanity's prevailed and he can.
Yeah.
Should he get a ring? Well, the difficulty with all of this is they haven't won it yet.
No. And this will be used by Des.
Des, he'll wind this
Des
right
will
up.
wind this right up. They've won already. That's what he... I mean, if I was a coach, that's what I'd be saying.
Yeah.
These blokes think they've won.
Yeah.
We're going to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
What great... and those comments wouldn't surprise me. Many of the players had cut that out of the paper and stuck it into their underpants tonight.
Or put it on their wrist and wrapped it round with a bit of tape.
Yes.
With their chip.
With their chip.
Their cooling chip.
Oh.
Look, I've got to say that the journey has been sort of like the bulk of the battle in a way, isn't it? To sort of there'll just be a sense of relief
Yes.
if they could get it
If
today.
they could get... Oh, yeah. I mean, it'll be Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead, isn't it?
ABC News Radio. Festival of the Boot. 2014.
And Roy, just looking at both teams,
We're looking at a lot of images here of Team Australia, HG.
that's remarkable, isn't it?
It is great. Am I hearing... Can we hear the helicopter in the distance, HG, I'd like to think?
Well, let's be quiet for a minute.
It's just worrying me that they're not going to do it this year. I'll be
know.
really disappointed.
That would send a great message, wouldn't it? I mean, there's people in China watching this. They're gobsmacked about
the Americans are
fireworks.
watching it, yeah.
Yeah, have we got any, anything that could go grunt and poke if we needed it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here it comes. Look, I'm just wondering if you can compare the teams slightly, not necessarily go through them, but I think you might have said earlier there's an all-over team, South Sydney, whereas, we're really relying on Graham to do something for the Dogs, aren't we?
Yeah. Look, both teams actually have a pretty similar style, actually. They're monstrous forwards.
They do.
They do. Now, Canterbury tend, though, to hide their forwards a little bit out in the...
Wow, that's why
Tony Williams, for example, he's going to be bludgeoning her out in the centre three quarters. And they'll run him at Reynolds all day.
I reckon he's got to have a big game.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to have a big game for him to win.
Yeah. T-Rex has got to wake up. He's been asleep. Well, how old is he now? He'd be about 27. He's been asleep for the best part of 27 years. He's only known a few moments when he's awake. And when he's awake, he really plays well. But Des, I don't think has completely found the key, the wake-up key. It's got to be there somewhere.
He's set the alarm, but he doesn't seem to respond. All he does is hit the snooze button.
Yeah.
And their bench players are...
Frank Pritchard is an enormous bloke. I mean, he's as big as a bus. Yeah, and that's the thing about it. A lot of these Canterbury forwards, actually, they are monstrous individuals. But having said that, the Burgess boys aren't small.
No.
Tom and George Burgess, the twins, they're monstrous fellows.
And Sam, of course.
And,
leading the way.
Sam, I mean, Bobby McCarthy, the great South second rower from the golden era, was saying that Sam is the best forward Souths have ever had.
That's a big call.
How must Sats feel? Johnny Sattler.
How must Ian Roberts feel?
Well, indeed.
How must Mario Fennick feel?
Yes.
How must Les Davidson feel?
Or John O'Neill.
Yeah, kind.
How must they feel? Roddy Coote.
Yeah.
How must they feel?
Now, he did come up with a beautiful image in his coverage during the week.
Sorry, who's this on now?
Oh, I don't know. This is
Who
6 of
are
the
these
best
people?
or, something to do with rugby league.
Right.
He came up with a lovely thing. He said often when they lost, the sore spot would slide down the wall at his place when he was young. This is Bobby McCarthy. It's a lovely idea,
It is
isn't
a
it?
lovely idea, isn't it?
Obviously frustration in the camp, bang, sore spot sliding down the wall.
That might have been the trophy arriving, HG.
Right, could easily be. I did see it there in the background.
The Arthur Summons,
Proven.
Styx Proven, famous would we call it a
Gladiators.
statuette
I
or a
suppose
statue
so.
or a trophy? Let's call it a trophy.
Yes, remember they came off that day covered in mud.
Yeah.
And somebody was on hand to snap a picture of them and they turned it into a trophy. It was tremendous.
Then they did a reenactment a couple of years ago, didn't they, HG?
I think so.
Yeah.
Can I point out, though, in the structure, what I was trying to get to before, though, Roy, was Canterbury get a lot of points in the first half.
They get
And-
no points in the second half.
Correct, and they just argue, well, they suggest to the other team they should run them down.
Yeah.
And then they try and hang on.
Yeah.
It's an odd way of playing the game.
It is. It is. Pure Hasler, though, isn't it? Pure Hasler. And Souths are going to be... There's the famous bell!
Oh, the ring of the bell! Rung in 1908, rung again when they came back to the competition, and now rung at the first time in living colour. In living colour that they're in a grand final. Oh, it's incredible.
That is incredible. Pity we can't hear it. Pity no one can hear it.
But they can hear it. That's incredible.
See,
the
that
spirit
was
of
the
rugby
bell.
league.
That bell was rung actually in 1908, Birchgrove Oval.
And there's Bobby McCarthy.
There's Bobby McCarthy, the bloke that said that Sam Burgess is the best forward Souths have ever had.
And there's Spuddy Carroll. Look at that, Spud Carroll. How must he feel?
Oh, look at the bell's been passed over.
To Bobby McCarthy.
Bobby McCarthy.
Is he going to have a go? I certainly hope so. Swing it, Bob.
Come on, Bobby.
Give us the sound, Bob.
Now, do it.
Yeah, come on, the camera's on you. Don't
You're
let
on,
it slip.
dickhead.
Yeah. Oh, these simple things, Roy, mean so
There's
much.
the bell. Now, how much can we feel like?
It's all about South.
It's all about Souths at the moment, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Maybe they got something for them. You know, like
Well, have they got their own bell or something? I don't know. What can they do?
I'm not sure.
Bring out a Mortimer or a Hughes?
Look, can I point out that, remember, I think when Gould was coaching State of Origin,
Yeah.
as we hear the tune in the background,
Yes.
when Gould was coaching Origin, he used to have Bluey the dog.
He did.
Do you think the dogs could bring out a real dog?
Well, yeah, old Bluey.
Oh, whoa, old Bluey, that'd be fantastic.
What if old Bluey came out?
He'd only be about 15.
I
think.
know.
But that would be incredible. And here's the club theme song, Glory, Glory, I'm a Rabbit. It's a terrific song, and it's never been sung in living colour as the boys come out.
Here come the
and
boys.
It can't be far away before the national anthem. And
Lonnie
then
Kiri, he's been there before. 15 years ago, HG, he was in a grand final and won.
it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is
15
amazing.
years ago.
And you know, I was hearing in the match beforehand, there was a player that had been playing, it might be the Northern Pride was playing New South Wales, top of the New South Wales side.
Penrith, yeah.
Penrith. And there was a player playing for the Northern Pride, I think, who had been playing since 1998.
Oh, my God. Isn't that amazing?
And now here the Rabbits. Listen to the roar as the Rabbits come on to the stadium here at Homebush, and everything is now almost in readiness for the kick-off, which is only awaiting the Dogs to roll out and take up their positions. Oh, look, there's Inglis on screen now.
Yep.
The fireworks incredible.
Yep.
The Chinese are loving that. They're loving our game. And it's, look at that scene, Roy, the stench of
I
cordite.
love that
is fantastic.
sideways walk they do. They never used it in the game. But it's there.
Just in
case
case.
you need it.
And the number one, Greg Inglis, had a great season this year. Found a lot of tries. Was exceptional in the final series here as to get the Rabbits into
That was
the big
young
one
Kiri,
today.
HG,
It was.
the mystery man.
Yes, the mystery man. Here's Kiri on screen
Kiri
now.
on screen again. God, big day for him. I mean, no one's ever
Enormous
heard of
day.
him.
And here's one of the Burgess boys.
That
Looking,
might be Tom.
looking very, very fit. I feel sad for the one who isn't there, George.
George, yeah.
I know. How would George feel as Kiri and the Dogs are still in their rooms? They're still obviously getting their sticky stuff together. Look at Des winding him up. He's been so often in this position. It must seem like that if he wasn't here, it'd be unnatural.
Yeah.
And there's Frank Pritchard. Casiano, there's a blaster on the pass.
Yep.
Giving, obviously, Michael Ennis a big hug. They're making him wait. Des is making them wait.
Yeah, well, that's Des, isn't it?
It's pure Des. They're still in the rooms.
Yeah. He's thinking all the time, Des. Hey, actually, I think George is getting a run, Georgie Burgess.
Oh, okay.
And Tom is there, of course.
Is it Luke who's not playing?
It must be, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I apologise to Luke.
Yeah. So the twins are getting a run.
It's the older brother who
Must be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And look, he's still making them wait.
Yep.
They're still going through their routines there. How silly must Souths feel being out there?
Well, they do feel stupid out there. What do we do now? Do a bit of sideways stuff?
Yeah, we've
Do a
done
bit
the
more of
sideways
that?
stuff.
They've done that.
So we've just got to wait till the Dogs come out.
Who's doing the national anthem, mate? Should we
Well,
know?
I'm not sure, but it's bound to be good. As the
I
Dogs
always
are
think it
still-
should be a former rugby league player.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Have you seen rugby league players do that? Like, say...
Oh, I've seen karaoke nights.
Yeah.
Some of them are terrific singers.
Yes. Do you know that night when Ackerbilt came up to the final?
Yes.
Stranger on the Shore. Who sang the national anthem that day? Can you recall?
I think he played the national anthem, actually. We just sung along with it.
The teams, both teams sang along.
Yeah.
And look, here they are, the Dogs forming up in a huddle. And Michael Ennis is saying a few words.
Was
a
that
few
Frankie
final words.
Pritchard spitting on the floor there? I think
It might have been Frank Pritchard.
I don't like spitting indoors. I mean, I love spitting outdoors. I mean, I think it looks good. People love it.
You see a
People
lot of
get
spitting
it.
today.
But spitting indoors, not quite the same.
Now, why not feel a bit awkward here? Oh, thank goodness there is a ball out there.
Yeah,
and they've
good.
worked out a few routines.
All right, they've got something to do. Now, what's Desi doing with it? I mean, it'd be like Desi to put the players on the team bus and go home.
It would.
Yeah, that'd do their heads in,
It would. Come on, boys. On the bus.
On the bus?
Yes.
We'll come back later
And
when we're ready to play.
That's right. And sit in the numbered seats. I don't want to leave anybody behind.
Yeah.
Because that's
Now,
happened
where's
before.
Ennis? Is the menace out there?
There's Ennis. He's got the jumper on. He looks as though he could run on.
He does, doesn't he?
But he's just wearing it because, obviously there was he came without it.
Yep.
He's got the number 9 on. I hope they made 2 number 9s.
Well, they would
and
have
one
done.
with Mbai written on it.
I don't think they have made 2 number 9s.
Here come the
HG.
Dogs.
Here they come. Come on, boys.
Yes, out comes Clemmer.
Look at that.
Hard-hitting player. And, look at this great thing, these kids, the ball boys leading them out.
Yep.
And the Dogs faithful go up here as we count down the minutes to kick off here. Look at that.
Look at that sea of blue
Sellout.
and
I think
white.
it's the first sellout in many a year.
Yeah, it is.
boy.
It is actually. Yeah. It's the first sellout in 42 years.
42 years.
Yes.
Get out. There's Tolman coming there, and obviously here they come now. Lafay, great player for them, and the Dog, of course, ran on. Wouldn't it be great to see some sort of minor stink between the Dog and Reggie
The dog
the
and the
Rabbit?
bell.
Look at the belly, great. Or Reggie the Rabbit. I haven't seen Reg here at all today.
Yeah, Reynolds. Now, Reynolds is going to try and get up there. Now, he's a real niggle merchant, Reynolds.
Reynolds is a big niggle merchant.
Niggle.
There's Pritchard
He's
coming
brought
out.
the beard back, hasn't he?
He certainly
Not that
has.
the beard ever went away, but by golly, he makes it look good.
So many kids are growing beards now
Because they
of
want to
Pritchard.
look like Frankie Pritchard.
They do.
And you can't blame them.
There's Tolman. Graham on screen now.
Graham, he's a real personality.
He
He's
is.
a bit of a niggler too.
Oh, he's a big
Yeah,
niggler.
but he did a bit of time for biting, didn't he?
Well, that's what I said earlier. How can you forget that? It was this time 2 years ago, wasn't it? This match 2 years
Well,
ago.
he went to munch.
He went to munch. You know they glue his mouth guard in now, so he can't be. He's less
is that
effective.
right?
In that one, you could see beforehand he spits the mouth guard, so as to get more purchase on the ear.
Sure.
Now, can't be far away, the national anthem. There's a loose line forming here with Dogs.
Yeah.
And there's Tolman there, actually, now that I should
Well,
get him
Souths
right.
are in a good line there,
They're
really, aren't
excellent.
they?
They've rehearsed that, I think.
Yeah. Much better line than the Dogs. The Dogs line's a bit weird.
Well, it's like a dog's hind leg, if I
Yeah.
can put it that way. Well, that's fitting too. That's Des, isn't it? Pure Des. Yes, well, the national anthem beautifully sung there, and I've never heard line a little better. Full house, obviously, mad South supporter. Now, to get the best out of your grand final coverage, remember, listen to ABC News Radio and Analog Radio. Get that battered transistor out of the shed and tune the television to the free-to-air pictures down your end of the swamp. Turn down the sound and turn up ABC News Radio. In some regional areas, it'll be hard to get the pictures and sound, the radio sound, perfectly synced. Use your pause button to bring the picture and sound back together if you're taking pictures from one of the pay outlets or listening on digital radio. And if you want to get involved, you can tweet your thoughts to @ABC_News Radio and then add hashtag AFL Grand Final. That's @ABC_News Radio and add hashtag AFL Grand Final. Roy, have you read anything?
Even though it's the Rugby League Grand Final. That's the hashtag. It's the AFL Grand Final.
We'll have to get that checked. Sorry, well
isn't that
spotted.
odd? Oh, I mean,
It's a good idea.
It's a rugby league idea.
It's a rugby.
It's pure rugby league. There's Inglis looking. Oh, there's Sam.
Okay, it's NRLGF. Thanks,
Yes.
Roy. It should be
Hashtag NRLGF.
GF. NRLGF. That was a mistake from last week. And now we're almost set to go here.
Yep.
Did you read anything into the body language, Roy?
Yes, I think we're going to get a stink. is what I'm feeling, HG, and I think there'll be a lot of people who'll be disappointed if we don't. If we are going to get a stink, I think it'll happen in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
And we're underway in the boot part 2 for 2014. Listen to that roar. South Sydney have received the ball. It comes back, looks like Sam Burgess with the first run up. He runs into the Polar Bears. He's knocked over on about the 20-metre line.
And given a gobful in the ear too, HG.
And here it comes back, another Burgess brother with the ball. It makes a gain about 5 metres.
He's not well.
He's really taken a hit to the eye.
One to the eye.
And he's trying to get the ref involved. That may be a very telling moment. I don't know if you can go back and watch that on replay.
Yeah,
that's going to close up.
He might have a black eye, HG.
That'd be purely accidental, wouldn't
unless
it,
it's a
Roy?
broken jaw.
Well,
but that happened to Sats. Didn't stop Sats.
And the fans are now watching there. Shane Richardson, the boss of the CO.
That was Sam's mum.
It was Sam's mum and Richo there with him as it comes away now. Tyrrell, I think, with the ball on this carry. It's up onto the ABC News Radio signage. But let's have a look at this here. They go high. It's a head clash.
It's a head clash. The two Englishmen come together
in
the way they know how to.
Completely accidental. I wouldn't read anything into that. Now, Canterbury Bankstown have the ball. They've obviously run the first set of 6. It looks like it's that one of the backs there with the ball. Might be the little back, Thompson, with the ball. Back they get pushed.
This is this South defence we've been seeing the last couple of weeks, and a face massage to go on with.
They get up and play the ball back into the middle. Dog still running the ball up. That might be Williams with the ball.
It's a poor carry, HG. Poor carry. They've turned over possession.
Souths with a chance to go on the attack now. Burgess with the ball. He hits the line and he's up there. He's taken a big hit to the head, but he's still going. He's got to roll over and get to play the ball. Back in they come. Out to Reynolds. Reynolds with the ball, looking for runners. He's run it back into the middle of them, and that's a Walker with the ball. Walker looking to unload. He gets it to Keary, the mystery man. He's upended in a good tackle. He tries to go again, but he can't. 15 metres away. Here's a chance early on for Souths to go on the board. It might be Tyrrell again with a run up there. Tyrrell with about 5 metres to go. It's well inside the red zone. Here they go. Souths threatening the line. Early points are very important here. If Souths are going to go on with it, you wouldn't want Canterbury to score first. It's an exciting opening passage.
Look for Reynolds and Inglis here, HG.
I thought he was going to play the ball the wrong way there for a minute. Reynolds with the ball. Reynolds with a kick. In it goes. Great turnover. And that's a big knockdown from the Triceratops. Bad play the ball. It's a penalty in the play the ball.
No, they're playing a knock on that show. That's the second time Canterbury have turned over the possession in the opening 2 tackles of their set.
That's an incredible break for South Sydney right there, right
Sam
on their
might
line.
have to go off here, HG. I don't know. He's still really troubled by this bruising around the eye.
Let's have a look
let's have a look here. Was there interference in the play the ball?
Oh, he just a poor play the ball. I didn't rule a knock on.
Williams was asleep.
Williams, that's right.
He fell asleep.
Right. Well,
he might be narcoleptic.
That's what happens with your dinosaurs. Is you can't hope to. Oh, look, they're having a word about it. That's good. I think they're consoling each other. It'd be terrible to go out because he busted a jaw or cheekbone. That is very worrying, though.
Very
worrying.
Not looks like Inglis, though, has a degree, and now he's a doctor. He could assess the situation.
That's the Crow miracle. Souths have the ball. They're 10 metres out. They're going backwards, though. Sutton gets an unload. On to Reynolds. Reynolds looks for another runner, but he can't find one. Inside that 10, and he's taken down there with about 8 metres from the line. This is incredibly impressive from Souths early. Back it goes, looking for runners. In goes another Burgess. Burgess carries the ball, even though he's got 3 bears on him. And he's knocked over within metres. That was an incredible run.
1 metre to go, HG.
Back it comes, and Wyatt run around.
Where's Inglis?
Out wide it goes. They've got a chance here to go in. They've got to come inside. Oh, that's great there. Can he get up and go on? No, he can't. Gee, they're using a lot of petrol. It's 1 metre away. Back it comes. Wide of the runner. Sutton with the ball, is it? He's trying to have a go. Gee, it's very incredible defence here from the Dogs. Right on their line. 1 metre to go. They're holding him out for about 12 tackles here. Back to a Burgess. In it goes. Almost charges over the line. The big polar bears knock him over. He's 2 metres from the line. He gets up, plays the ball. Back it comes. Reynolds again. Reynolds goes high. He's up on the goal post. It's into the zone. It's taken us another. What's he going to rule out?
Yes, he's in play, HG. Brilliant take. That's a brilliant take.
That's from Morris,
the son of Slippery.
Yes, son of Slippery, and a bit of a run. Back it goes. Might be the who picked that up? The one Perrott. Perrott got it there. Way comes Tolman. Tolman with a run. He makes about 3 or 4 metres.
Well, these are hard yards, HG, from Canterbury.
Incredibly hard yards.
Big
Here
T-Rex.
comes T-Rex. Here he comes, the Triceratops man. He's been only awake for 1.6 seconds in this match. On to
Eastwood.
Eastwood, the lock there. running it forward. Now they've got a bit of breathing room here. They're on the 5th tackle. They're going to have to go to the air here. Back it comes to Hodgkinson. Hodgkinson with a kick. It's a spiralling kick. It's hard to take. Beautifully picked up there by, I think, might be Walker with the ball. No, sorry, it's Johnson with the ball. Johnson plays it back. Keary off one. There he goes. It's a tremendous fend off there, but he can't get away from another one. The 4 knocks him over. Laffey. And a bit of a punch in the head to go on with. Back it comes. They've got the 21 on out there. I'm not sure if somebody could pick up who's the 21 in the shirt. Who's played in the 21 shirt for me for Souths? I should know this, but for some reason the jumpers.
We'll keep an eye on that, actually.
Is that the hooker?
Yes, it may well be the hooker.
Coruscant, I think so.
Yes, it's Coruscant. Let's say it is Coruscant.
For the time being. Yeah. Somebody has to play in the hooker position. Yeah. 21 just confused me for a little while. Anyway, Souths running the ball back. They're on their 30. The kick's there. Sorry, it's on the Canterbury 30. Back it comes right into the beautiful takedown there. Perritt gets away from one.
Well there,
he's got away from another one. He's going through there. That's excellent. He's lost the ball. There's a chance here. Souths have got a chance. Comes back in. Tikuri's over.
Right, hang on, Mark. Go back and have a look at this, HG. That was either a strip, I think, or a punch in the head that caused the Canterbury player to lose the ball.
Let's hear what he's saying. Let's hear what he's saying. Are they going upstairs? They're going upstairs.
Look at the way the ball was contested, HG. He's given it as a try, but we're going to have a look at where the ball was contested. This will be very interesting.
So that's a mistake.
Yep. Well, Canterbury, they've been their own worst enemy here today, actually. Now, let's have a look at this. Now, here's Perritt coming up with the ball. Here's the punch, as I described, as a punch to the head. And that's where he loses the ball. This has got to be no try, and 7 put on report, or give him 10 minutes. I think you should be given 10 minutes for throwing a punch, aren't you?
I think that is. They don't like to see punches.
No.
The ball comes free. It's picked up.
And that's a retaliation, I think, actually, for an earlier incident. But anyway, this is an indiscreet moment, you'd have to say, from young Reynolds.
And the crowd are right into this match now.
We won't get any benefit, so can we have some benefit for that?
He will check everything, George.
They're checking everything. A lot of the players talking out there.
That's what he will check everything.
Swinging arm.
Let's have a look. It's very early on.
So it hasn't been given yet, HG. No try's been given yet. They're still looking at it.
And are you worried about the time it takes, Roy?
Yes, I am worried about it. I mean, we could have made a judgment within half a second.
And
it's
here it comes.
Try, penalty to Canterbury.
No try, penalty to Canterbury.
Okay.
So they don't like hitting to the head.
Reynolds going to be given 10 minutes. Is he going to be spoken to? High tackle.
High tackle. So just straight on. Nothing on report there?
Nothing on report.
Fair enough. Here's the clash that happened earlier. Two big blokes who almost love each other, except their way of expressing it is to bang each other in the head.
Yep.
That's
the way Englishmen like to play each other.
So there's a big let off for Canterbury.
But they've got to hold on to the ball, actually.
Yeah,
hold on to the ball.
They're being forced back again. That's Jackson being forced back there by the big
Burgess.
bloke. Sam Burgess. Away comes on to Tolman. Look how many rabbits are around him, though. They're digging a burrow. There's one of the ferrets getting involved. Now, away comes to Eastwood, is it?
It is Eastwood.
Come up there.
He's been good, Eastwood. He's made good meters.
He's been an excellent player through the season. Away comes on the outside. Looks like Graham involved underneath all those red and green, Coachwood and Myrtle. They're making good yards here.
Very good yards, HG.
Another one onto Graham now. Graham goes the other side. They've... I can't quite pick it up. They're about 25 metres out.
Exactly 25 out.
This is the kick that they need. A little kick there over the top. They've turned it around.
Well played, Reynolds.
Brilliant from Reynolds there. Knocks it over. And the pick up there, right in the corner.
Now they'll hope for a penalty here, HG, or a South's error.
Here's the mystery man. He's got it away. Up it comes. Is that T.O. underneath there?
Yep.
I'm not quite sure.
Sam's got a punch in the nose now.
Now he's going to have to go to the blood bin now, I think, because he's not meant to be out there with that much claret coming from the nostril.
Well, he knows he's in a game of rugby league.
He does. He certainly knows he's in a game of rugby league. The Rabbits with the ball on the 35-metre line in their own territory. They've had fourth tackles. Here comes the kick. Reynolds with a kick there. Up deep into dog territory. Beautiful kick that is. Dogs have to run to it. And they've got Perrott here, picking it up. Perrott going one way, and he just stays going that one way. He's knocked over on a tackle, on a carry there. He's back to the 20.
Canterbury very slow to get back on side, HG.
Thompson there with the pick-up off dummy half there. There's a wrestle there with underneath it all. Might have been Brown. Brown back to
Here's
Eastwood. Eastwood. So they've had 3 tackles, and Eastwood's got him out to about the 40-metre line. There's Clemmer and Ennis. Ennis could come on at any point now, I think. He's got the boot there. Don't be fooled. He could play.
Big T-Rex.
Oh, not much from T-Rex.
No, and you wonder how much petrol it's taken out of them, HG. Those 18 tackles they defended on their own line.
Here's Graham. Graham going through. Graham looks to unload. He can't get it away. Their the 5th tackle now. They've got to go to the kick now. Here it comes. There's the kick. Wait, that's not a bad kick.
That's a very good kick, HG.
Very good kick. They're happy with that.
Yeah. Well, it gives the forwards a bit of time to settle down, suck in a bit of oxygen, regroup, and remember where they are.
Yes,
and at this stage, Canterbury could have easily been down 6 points or more. But they're not. Still 0-0.
Yes, there's the coaching staff there, the South's coaching staff.
Madge Maguire right on the left.
And good to see Isaac Luke ready to come on. He's got his jumper on and everything.
I know that.
And what was great is that Travis Bickle, the Reynolds for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, had an excellent kick there. Here comes the rather battered Sam Burgess.
Sam in at hooker,
I think that's a good idea. Give him a run as hooker. Way comes South. South's on to Lottie Takiri. Lottie runs it up a few metres and then just falls over under the pressure. This will be a good set of 6 for South. He goes one way and then the other way. Can't make much there. Very good defence. They're back on side. Back it comes to Burgess. Burgess, a beautiful run there from Hodgkinson. I think knocked him over there initially. Back it goes. Sutton with the ball.
Steamrollers, aren't they, these forwards of South? They're steamrollers.
They're absolute steamrollers. Push back there, Sutton. And T-Rex involved. Now on the 4th tackle, they're able to run it. Can they get it away? No, they can't. He goes again.
He
gets away.
Was tackled. He wasn't called held.
It's read about it in the paper. On to Burgess. Burgess plays it there to Coruscant. Coruscant going the other way. On to Reynolds. Reynolds to side. Then he gets a little kick in. It's defused. It comes back the other way. And that's Morris with the ball.
So that's great work.
Don't think it is. Thompson with the ball.
Thompson with the ball.
Swap the numbers around.
Yep.
Okay, Laffey.
Again, Canterbury slow to get back.
Now, here they come now. Up they run through the middle there. That's Graham knocked over again. In at dummy half.
Might be time to bring out Pritchard or one of the big boppers, HG.
Mbai there. Back it comes to
T-Rex.
T-Rex looks as though he's going to kick it. Here he goes one way. He's awake now. He's pushing. Oh, that's amazing. That's an excellent running from the T-Rex.
Stay awake, T-Rex.
Keep going, T-Rex. This is your day. Back it goes to Tolman. Tolman goes one way, then the other way. They're on the ABC News Radio signage. Back it comes. Coruscant.
Got to kick early.
On to Reynolds. Reynolds finds somebody there. He's taken out badly in back play, I think.
We might revisit that in a moment, HG. Let's just see.
Here it comes now.
This is good defence from Canterbury.
They're starting to work better now, the Dogs.
They're into the game.
Wait. Comes to the mystery man, Keary, and then out it goes to Tyrrell. Is that with the ball there?
Looks like Sutton, HG.
Sutton, sorry. Back it comes to Keary on the play, the ball. Away comes a little quiet moment here. Here comes Big Sam. Can he electrify? No, he can't. He's bottled up there beautifully. And there's Bob McCarthy. The sauce bottle isn't sliding down the ball yet.
No, he doesn't look. He looks concerned, though.
He does. That's very concerned from McCarthy.
This is, again, great defence.
Isn't that great?
That is great defence.
Excellent defence from the Dogs.
That's Johnny Sattler with him, HG. That's Sats.
That's excellent. Sats and Bob McCarthy, 2 of the old stagers who were there when they last
Great defence there on a big Burgess.
Oh, they're working hard now, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. The kick from Reynolds, not a great kick in terms of metres gained. Comes to Thompson. Thompson hits the advantage line. Bum on. That was great.
Constable Craig style.
Indeed it was. It was Craig Young, even though they're not playing in the same position. Here's Perrott with the ball, dancing one way and then the other. And the reception committee of Burgess and Sutton, and somebody else knocks him over. 3 in a row. Here it goes to Tolman. Tolman up onto the signage. He's taken down. They've got good field position here. They're 3 tackles gone. They've got 3 to go. Here goes Graham. Graham with a run. He looks to unload. Then he decides to run and gets cheats a couple more metres.
That's what's getting to him. That's what's getting him, HG.
T-Rex, here he comes. The big bumper. It's knocked away. Oh, that was poor.
That's a knock on. That was poor work from... See, he fell asleep halfway through passing the ball.
Isn't that incredible?
I know.
It is hard to imagine that, sure.
There he was, apparently a sentient been doing all the right things, and all of a sudden he's asleep.
Here it is. There he goes.
falls
Drops
asleep
off
there.
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
There he is. Totally asleep.
And
Amazing.
Was it a pass that Morris could have taken,
No.
or was he really looking for Brown out on the outside?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a scrum feed with Souths and T-Rex.
T-Rex, what happened there? Am I awake now? Who am I?
He had to look at the screen to realise
did.
he was playing rugby
Yeah,
league.
that's me. I am here.
Oh, and there's the ice chips coming out in the water. That's good
Oh,
for...
good. Is that what they're doing? Okay. I'm glad they've cleaned that blood up. I mean, I do like the sight of blood in a game of rugby league, but you do worry about it.
Tell you what, this revolution of putting Sam Burgess as hooker, that's something that I wouldn't have thought of beforehand. And bringing the number 1, who's got the ball now.
Inglis there at lock.
Inglis at lock. That's a great
That allows
tackle.
Sutton to play as 5'8".
Eastwood's a very good player, isn't he, at lock? Oh,
He
and
is.
another great hit there
This is
from
good
Laffey, I
defence.
think.
Good
They're
defence.
working hard. The Dogs have got a long way to go. We played 13 minutes to score. If you've just joined us, if you've just come to after a big night last night, 0-0. 13 minutes play,
Yep.
no score. There was one try disallowed because of a hit to the
And
head.
all the attack really has been with South Sydney HG. Canterbury have not had an opportunity.
They defended well. They just haven't had the ball. Burgess there, hanging on. The call held. Back it comes from Burgess to Burgess almost as Sam goes forward. Great tackle there again from Eastwood with Tolman coming over the top. They've gone to the air. It's a huge bomb. This will be
Where's
good for Perrott. Here's Perrott. Oh, it's not back.
Was he interfered with HG
I think he's
trying to get
gotta
the
be.
ball, or was he going for the ball?
He's got to be. And now
Hang
another
on.
head-high tackle on the plucky.
Yeah, now this will need some investigation, I think, HG.
The plucky number 11 Jackson there for the Dogs.
Yeah, let's see. They're both going for the ball. Are they? Yes, they're genuinely going for the ball. And then a bit of a face massage. Then the ball ends up there, and then he's taken in the head. Accidental head high. That's Teo, and that's his go. That's Teo's go. He loves punching heads.
What he loves is punching the head and then looking at the ref saying,
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't mean it.
So to play the ball for Jackson about 10 metres out from the Dogs' line.
Yep.
Up it comes. It made about a 5-metre gain there. It's been an exciting game, though.
Oh, terrific game.
Terrific game. Here he is, T-Rex. Oh, look at that. He tries to unload. Don't do that because you know you never stay awake long enough.
Hang on to it, T-Rex.
Here they come. Here's Tolman with the ball. Tolman with the ball. And in the dummy halves comes Mabai. Mabai in the 19 jumper. He hasn't let the side down. Back it goes to Mabai from Graham, who's taken there. Perrott.
Yeah, they read that actually. That was a bit obvious the way that they worked that move.
Oh! Did I see that? Did I see that?
This is a 40-20. No, it was almost a 40-20 though.
It was incredibly lucky. Talk about the bounce of the ball going your way. Was it? Was it Tolman, not Graham?
I thought it was Graham.
So did I. I thought it was Graham. You know, he's a ball playing forward.
Yeah, of course he's a ball playing forward. We
Let's
haven't
have a
seen
look
that
at
since Henry Tatana.
Here we go, ball playing forward there, and that is just remarkable.
Wow.
Look at the left-hand turn on it. That's incredible.
Well, it got him down the other end, didn't it? I mean, they haven't got the ball, but they're down the other end.
Yeah, and Graham,
I suppose his thing was we haven't seen the other end.
No, let's go and
have a look at the other end.
Yes, here's Tyrrell coming off for a breather.
Yeah, well done, Tyrrell.
And the rotation man there.
Yeah.
And all the forwards are packing into the... I love that. Isn't that great? You forget about hookers. Back it goes. Might have been Inglis there at dummy
Inglis
half.
at lock.
Yes, at lock, rather. They knock him over, the Burgess boy, who comes to pick it up. And then it comes on to... This is Teo.
I think.
Teo. They're wary of Teo.
Well, they are, because he's a real niggle merchant, HG. And they'll be trying to get square.
They're 45 from the line.
Burgess.
With Burgess, he's held. The two forwards lay off him. Then it goes to Coruscant. Coruscant's getting it on the Burgess. Oh, that was a big hit. Whoever lined that up, that was amazing. Might be the... didn't get it by as part of that.
Yeah,
almost a run through there.
From
Great
Reynolds.
change of pace there from Reynolds. He plays the ball on the 30. Reynolds comes for a kick now. It's a very high kick. There's a chance here as they go up. They knock it back. There's trouble here.
Forward. That's gone forward, I think, HG.
Can't be a...
I think it went forward from the Souths player, in which case it should be just a turnover here.
It's a turnover. Well read, Roy.
Now, Maguire making notes, as he always does. He starts work at 3:30 in the morning. Did I mention that?
You did. You know, he often comes in and writes a list of jobs of what he'll do.
He does.
And then looks at video for a while.
Yep.
There's Tolman. He lost the ball.
Popped the ball up.
Oh, did he mean to do that? that?
No,
big
but it
hammer from
worked.
Thompson. From Thompson, the littlest bloke on the field. He has to get up and play the ball. Back to Perrott. Perrott goes out of dummy half, scooting away and makes good yards.
Well, it
onto
popped
the
up like molten lava, didn't it?
It did. It popped up like molten lava. It certainly did. Coruscant, sorry, what's his name? By the hooker there. Up for the... was that
Reynolds just wants to quick play the ball here, HG. They're on a
working
roll
hard
here.
on it, taken high again.
High tackle
Very
from
high
Big Stupid
tackle.
Burgess. Big Stupid Burgess. High tackle.
Rueful
Have a
tap
word
on
to
the
him,
head.
ref. Have a word to him.
Gee, they are going high a lot.
Have a word to him. Call him out.
Yes, the high shots are coming in now. Let's have a look at
Let's
this
have
again.
a look at this. Two high shots. I mean,
wow.
those both blokes should be on the sideline to cool their heels for 10
They
minutes.
should know better. That is bad, taking the player high
That's
like
not
that.
a good advertisement for the code.
No, that's what I say. You know, mums aren't going to think, well, bloody hell, I'm not sure about Johnny. Let's see if a few hits to the head help him. As Tolman hits the line, bum on. That was excellent work there. 20 metres. This is a chance. They've got good field position here.
Their best opportunity.
And they got possession. Here he comes, Graham. He goes one way and cleans up a Burgess and then goes the other way and is pulled to a halt. 18 minutes played. They've got 10 metres to go. T-Rex was fast asleep.
T-Rex
Oh,
was asleep.
God.
Totally.
Fast
and
asleep.
again, they've handed the ball over, HG.
That's very bad play. Inglis. T-Rex, they've got to get him off for a while and get Casiano or somebody out there, I think. T-Rex is overwhelmed by the circumstance. He's just trying too hard to do too much. Back it goes to the number 12 there, Sutton. Sutton tries to get through a blue and white wall, but he can't. Bit of a chicken wing there. Oh, don't know about May peeling for something that really wasn't there. On to Burgess. Burgess goes one way and then the other way. Flick back. Tunnel ball. Haven't seen that for a while. The rabbit scratch. Way it comes. Is that Teo with the ball now? He's knocked over right in the middle of the field. Park. Whistle blowing. So it's not Teo. A penalty's given.
Penalty for the interference in the play the ball,
Okay.
I think, HG.
It was Jackson.
Very soft penalty.
Jackson,
But
of
I tell
course,
you,
to play the ball.
Canterbury aren't going to win this game, HG, if they keep giving the ball away.
There's so many mistakes.
They've only completed 2 sets. The rest have handed the ball over, often
20
early in the
minutes.
tackle count.
20 minutes. God, they put in so much defence on a hot day.
And now they're going to have to defend again.
It's going to have to tell them.
Yeah, it will tell. I mean, they can't keep holding them out.
Burgess with the ball. He runs up into that's an excellent run. Couple of big forwards hanging off him. He's still made yards. Back to Coruscant. Coruscant goes wide onto Sutton. Sutton looks for a hole and he almost found one. But it's good work there from Reynolds to pile in on top of him. Tackle player Keary. Keary out wide. Here's a chance to win. There's the try.
It had to break. The damn ball had to break.
And it's Johnson who got the try.
He's a try-scoring machine, this bloke.
I think he scored 40 tries in 3 matches.
He was in the 5, might have got it. Was it the 7-3 quarter or the winger? It looked like the winger's position, but it was the winger. Okay.
So Johnson tried.
It was Johnson. Yes.
So
try-scoring machine. This bloke.
let's have a look on the replay. Goes one way. The short numbered out wide. It goes to the 2, I think. Yes, the 2 gets the try.
Yeah.
So Johnson gets the first try of the grand final in 2014.
This is the Festival of the Boot, Operation Sink the Slipper, and we are talking on Paddock Matters, here on ABC News Radio.
Yes, a try, 4-0. The score goes to in about the 22nd minute of the match. And again, from a Canterbury mistake, Roy.
Yeah.
The mistakes are killing them.
They are killing them, HG. Now, whether it's they're missing Ennis as the ball distributor, that may have something to do with it. But usually you don't see such poor handling and such disrespect for possession in a grand final. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time. They're just inviting Souths to go into their territory.
So,
Time and time again.
And what's the penalty count or the error count like with the sleeping giant, the Triceratops man? Do you think he's done it 3 times?
Yeah, I think he has done it 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah. It is amazing. I mean, I don't know why Desi's keeping him out there.
I don't think they've made any changes. Reynolds with the conversion.
No, they haven't. I don't think they have either.
So Reynolds with the job to do here.
Yeah.
He grew up playing football in the back streets of Redfern.
He's a good kicker.
Very good kicker.
Reynolds, he'll know how important this kick is.
He's on his way. He kicks. He's jagged it. Sadly, it's flagged away. So that's a bad mistake. Reynolds doesn't convert. And so the score in the 22nd minute is now 4-0. Roy, it's been basically all Souths. Have they got enough score out of this?
Well, given that Canterbury rarely ever score in the second half, HG, you'd imagine any score is going to be good for them.
Yeah. Look, the difficulty is they're playing well. It's just that they don't have any possession, and when they get it, they want to throw it away.
Yeah, yep.
Lafay doing the kicking. I think Hodgkinson's still got that problem with his leg. A big kick off there, back to the try scorer, then on to Burgess.
So they haven't really tested South's defence at all.
No, they haven't really worked hard. They've got to get the ball back relatively soon, because we played half of the first quarter, and there's only 4 points on the board. Back it comes onto the bigger Burgess, on the one who's going to Big Slamming Sam. Who's going to rugby union, and they're going to test the Badger and the Ferret here if they keep holding those players. Sutton with the ball now. Sutton makes a gain of about 6 metres. Up he comes, gets to play the ball. Sorry, it mightn't have been Sutton.
I think it was Teo.
Yes, back to Burgess. Burgess now knocked over in the middle there by a big reception committee of dogs out of the kennel on the wolf. Now another Burgess is in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, he looks dazed, doesn't he?
He does. This is Sutton here.
Again. Sutton's been very involved.
He has, and they've got it up to the halfway. The kick's going to come here from Reynolds.
Again, it's a wobbly
old kick. Parrott underneath it.
Parrott's done well.
He safely defused that bomb. He's taken on about the 40-metre line deep in, and the change is starting to be run now.
Is this another Burgess coming out?
No, it's Clark.
Okay.
And that's the little bloke. I think that might be Thompson there with taking on 3. Geez, must be tough. He's taken three rabbits to pull him to ground. On it comes to Tolman. Tolman's
bum
knocked
on
over.
Again, seeing too much of the bum on work.
And this Burgess, do you think he's going to have the concussion
might be a little
test?
Bit dazed,
Out it goes White. Oh, that's a good tackle. That's an excellent tackle from Walker then. Excellent tackle from Walker.
Yeah, all over Hodgkinson.
Now they've made a few changes here. I'm not quite sure who this is. The 15's out there. Is that
Finucane? Finucane.
Kick into no space there. Inglis with the ball. Takes it, comes back. Caught by the reception committee there on the part. 23 minutes gone, 4-0. He's going to have to go to concussion test. Roy, the concussion test is so sophisticated these days.
These days they are, yes.
Do they ask them 4 basic questions?
They still do, HG, yes, but I think they test the brainwaves now. They've got a machine.
Wow.
A brainwave machine.
Lottie Jakiri, the only person who's won a grand final or played in a grand final. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds looking for runners out wide. I think he got it to Zach Clark's first hit up of the day. They're halfway. They've got 1 tackle to go. Back it comes to the 14.
Yeah,
no,
that's Brown.
Brown, no, hang on, South.
Sorry, Clark.
Reynolds with the kick up there, out on the wing. Here's trouble here, beautifully caught
well
there.
Taken.
Thompson, great work. They're going to give him a lot of work out because they think he's a weak link, but that's the first time I've seen it there. Lafay at dummy half. Back it goes to Parrott. Parrott tries to get through one and then snakes around to the other.
Canterbury is still not on side yet, actually. They're buggered. They're looking knackered to me.
Back it comes, and then it's a knockover on about the 25-metre, 27-metre out from their line. They've played 4 tackles. They're going to have to work hard here to get it back. It might be Morris with the ball now. So you had it. I don't know what's going on here.
Here are the questions being asked of him, mate.
That's excellent work there. Okay, now it's is that the 11 there with Jackson with the ball getting knocked over by Reynolds. They're really being held here.
Yep.
Canterbury Bankstown.
They're being bashed
Here's
up,
the kick. Here's the kick out wide. That's a good kick. Somebody has to do some work to get it. Back it comes to Inglis. So they've got to come up and hold Inglis here. He gets through. Inglis is through. Straight through. He goes one way and then the other way. The 6 doesn't know what to do. He's missed Parrott. There's a chance. He might go away. He goes just roaming around. Oh, surrender tackle.
Surrender tackle. Don't you hate that?
That is just dreadful. Surrender tackle. Back one way and then the other way. Oh no, that was an odd bit of play there. No one
Weird
really
play.
Walker with the ball now. Walker 15 out. 3 tackles to go. Back it goes on to Burgess. Yes, they're so close. Can he reach out and get it? No. Plenty of dogs come back. Somebody played.
Interfered with the play the ball.
Let's have a look here.
It's going to be a penalty, HG. In fact, someone could be sin-binned here. Professional foul.
Penalty.
Someone could be sin-binned, HG.
Penalty. Let's have a listen if there's anything to say. Let's have a look.
2?
No.
Go for 2, mate.
Let's have a look here. He
2
taps
boys.
the ball.
Go for 2.
No, he just couldn't.
He's going to have a kick for 2.
Yeah, going for 2. All right.
Fair enough. Now the 15 there. Is that Finucane who did that?
Yeah, that was Finucane.
So penalty in the play the ball.
Yeah. I think Madge would have preferred to go for the try. I would have gone for the try. I mean, Canterbury's shot.
They wouldn't be able to hold them. No. Now they get a breather.
Yeah.
I mean, this is madness.
Yep.
Is this part of their Hasler plan?
Well, this is just weird to me. I mean, they had him right on the rack there. I mean, they had him bent over. They had the chili on the stick.
In and out it was going.
Yeah.
And now Reynolds straight in front, relatively speaking. That camera angle is deceptive.
Yeah.
From the card table, he looks dead in front. He's going to add the couple that he didn't get beforehand.
Hasn't Johnny Wilkinson got a lot to... Hasn't he been responsible for a lot of stupid...
It's there.
Stupid
So
habits.
it's 6-0. Stupid habits. It's 6-0 in the 27th minute. 6-0. Rabbits.
Many are called, but few are chosen. That's just the way it is when Team Australia presents the Festival of the Boot live on ABC News Radio.
Yes, Inglis there just ran, as we watched it on replay, just ran out of breath and had to fall over. And of course the kickoff, Laffey with the kickoff, and he's kicked it down into the 10-metre zone, a 10-metre area, but here come the Rabbits again. They get the ball back. I don't hesitate to work out the possession, but in terms of minutes, you'd have to think it was about 20-7.
Yeah.
The missed tackles, they think the Bulldogs have missed 10 tackles in 27 minutes of football.
Yep.
It's not good.
No, it's not good, actually. I think they've had about 80% of the ball.
Coruscant gets it on to Burgess. Burgess comes up to the red line as he comes into dummy half again. Back it goes. Coruscant then on to another Burgess. Away it goes. He's lumbering forward. That's great. He knocked over a few there. Ran out of momentum. Coruscant then goes himself from dummy half. Slips over. Surrender tackle.
Surrender tackle. I hate that.
Yes. Picked up by, I think it might be Clemmer there. Oh, it comes down to Reynolds. Reynolds gets the kick up. Not a great
Might
kick.
have been interfered with that. Let's play on.
Oh, wow.
6 more tackles too, probably, because it might have been touched.
Yes, he's given it the wave.
It was touched. He didn't know it was touched. He missed the referee's signal.
Okay, that's weird there because they gave up possession when they didn't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was freaky. You don't often see that.
No, you don't.
Somebody passing into the in-goal area, but Thompson was awake up to it. Oh, they're struggling here. Whoa.
Well, he's done well to get out to the 10-metre line, HG.
10 metre on the third. Can they find somebody to come? Here
Look
comes
at the
a runner.
enthusiasm coming from South.
This is
defence.
Brown, I think. Yes, they know they've got him where they want him.
Yep.
But they've still got the dry powder of Pritchard.
Yep.
Let's not forget that.
I don't know why Pritchard hasn't been put out there, HG, to be honest.
Parrott. Often Des saves one, I think.
Oh, does
Roy.
he?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think he
okay.
saves
Oh,
it.
fair
Yeah, it's a
enough.
plan. Back it comes onto the kick there from Travis Bickle. Good kick. Good
That's
kick.
a great kick.
Good
Is that
kick.
a 40-20?
Oh, hang on.
I think that's a 40-20.
No,
In
I
which
don't think
case
so.
Canterbury will have possession here.
I don't
Let's
think so.
check this. I think it is.
They got to check it. Oh, I love this.
So do I.
They're checking a 14-20.
Yeah, I think it's a 40-20.
Let's have a look. Where's the kick? No. Yeah. Oh, no, it's just out, I think. Oh, maybe not.
No, it's okay. It's a 40-20.
So Canterbury get the ball back.
Yeah, they get a chance to attack here for the first time, HG. Wow.
30 minutes gone.
Now, with 30
Canterbury.
minutes gone, if they could score here, we've got a whole new ball game.
And Reynolds is, it's Hodgkinson who's got the buggered foot, isn't it? Reynolds is okay.
Yeah, Reynolds is okay. He's a niggle merchant. Tough nut, Reynolds.
Because they're the state of origin halves for New South Wales, aren't they?
They are.
And now we have a look here with a bit of right comment there, banter.
Okay, tap and run. Now,
Here we
what's
go.
their
Now
plan?
they've got to get something in here.
Yeah,
They've
don't
really,
let T-Rex get near it.
no, keep it away from T-Rex. Encourage Pritchard to come on. Right
there's
comes
a plan move here.
Parrott can run with the ball. He gets bottled up there. He's about 8 metres out. And in a dummy half is the 5 Brown. Back one
Here's-
way.
oh, no,
He's
T-Rex.
Oh, T-Rex.
Oh.
Oh, no. Don't.
he's dropped it. That was so
He didn't
close.
have to do it. He didn't have to do it.
Slippery Morrison's boy dropped the ball.
Why does he do it? Is it really because he goes to sleep halfway through a
Well, I
play?
don't know, but he's given the ball away again. And the
Oh.
second tackle of their set.
Now, do they...
Oh, hang on. Was he interfered with? I don't think so. I think
Was
it
that-
was just a bad, stupid
Or are they
pass.
going to rule knock-on from Reynolds?
Well, they might be... they might, you know. Let's have a look here. Comes off. He's nearly got it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, you'd have to think a knock on to Canterbury. A scrum with a rabbit feed. That's the way I'd rule it.
I think
so
that's-
the Rabbits have the ball back again. So they've had the ball again for 2 tackles.
Okay, completion sets. We've got 9 out of the 14 for the Dogs, 16 out of 16 for Souths. There's a game there.
There's a game
And
there.
there's a bloke with a licorice ice cream on the sideline, looking very fit. Away goes Chikiri with the ball. Chikiri runs it out wide, and that looks like Clemmer with the tackle line and Finucane helping out there.
Well, that was their opportunity. That was their only chance, actually.
Why are they doing it? They're just ruining it. And now they'll probably get a try off this. Another stupid mistake. Burgess again.
Well, they're not going to get a mistake out of South. Souths haven't made a mistake all night.
19 from 19 so far. We've played 30 minutes. And Inglis there. Inglis hasn't been dominant yet, has he? But he did that great run. Yeah. Then ran out of puff. It was just a bit too far for him. Back onto the south side. The south side's just trying to get him in the field. Are they on the halfway?
Just about, HG, yes. Oh, no, they're
over the halfway. Okay, they're into dog territory. Reynolds there with a kick. That's a good kick.
Might have overkicked that.
Turned it around.
No, it's turning around.
Thompson scooting one way and then the other way, decides to might burrow underneath, to coin a phrase.
Thompson's handling's been good. Looks like Burgess has been cleared, HG.
They think he's okay.
I think he's all right.
Back he comes.
Good to have another Burgess out there. We could see the three boys
together in the front row again. And it looks as though he can take it. He might get a test out with the ball to see if he really is there. Back it comes Dogs there. Dogs go.
Dogs look a bit light, don't they? They look a bit light. They've been ragdolled now.
We think there's no errors at Graham off, of course. That's why they're a bit thin. No errors for Souths and 6 already for the Dogs. Now, is this Morris underneath all of this? The Slippery's boy, they're getting turned around so often, though. They need to get, their only hope is really Graham to get out there and stabilise the ship. They've got to go to a kick here. Don't give it to T-Rex. There he goes. Straight down the throat. No, not good.
Nothing's working.
Not good. That's these try scorer Johnson there with the ball. He's got a big blue bag, lot of bums around him. Back it comes to the mystery man, Keary. Keary away it comes now. It's amazing the score's only 6-0.
I know.
Really.
I was about to say, actually, it could easily be 20 or 30-0.
Keary, dummy half again onto Burgess. Burgess goes for a bloke in a hat. Knocked over. Gets up. Decides to do something.
Souths can't play any better. They've been playing perfect rugby league.
They have. They haven't done it and made a mistake.
No mistakes.
And he gets the ball, unloads the ball onto Keary. Keary going one way, picked up by Morris there and flattened. And now we got 32 minutes, fourth tackle. 6-0. Still with Souths in the middle of the park. Reynolds there.
Oh, they're allowed to run at him now.
Oh, no. And here's Inglis coming up from the back line.
Defence.
Oh, so they got one more. He'll have to go to Reynolds. Reynolds decides to do something. He jinks it in. Can Perrott get it? What was he doing? What was he doing?
Brain fade there, HG.
He should have attacked the ball. I can only think it sort of bobbled in front of him. And now they've got 6 more to go.
Okay. Look at Maguire, dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
Here he comes. Let's have a look at this from that weird perspective.
It was a good kick.
Oh, why did he? Very well weighted kick. And what have we got here
on the
restart?
Way I think Canterbury can bring about a change here is to put on a stink.
Which is not beyond them.
No, it's not beyond them at all.
We haven't seen what's happened here, though.
No. Well, it's going to be a goal line dropout, you'd imagine.
Oh, okay.
Unless he's given a penalty for Souths doing something stupid that we've missed in the coverage.
It does. The body language suggests that, but maybe the restart. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look
here.
Okay. A bit of gobbing off. Yeah.
Oh, and a bit of a judo throw. I love that. Oh, I love that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just rugby league. I don't mind it.
Well, I think people like it. They like to see something different.
They do. It is a goal line dropout, HG.
And Des has brought something to the game. He's brought something to the table.
Yep.
Sotogari, I think they call that in judo.
Yeah, I think you're right. Good to see it on the rugby league.
It's something fresh.
I'd like to see
now, is that bloke with us?
Techniques.
Is that bloke with us? I asked myself.
No, that was the Burgess.
He was. Sutton defuses. Is this the Burgess who's been concussed?
Yeah.
Oh, they might give him something else to go on with. That's, yes, T. Burgess. Now, back. They set themselves. There's the other Burgess running up onto the ABC signage.
Do we know if Sam's out there, HG? We've got 3 Burgesses out there. I'd like to think so.
Yes, you'd hope so. Here he is. Here's Big Sam running the angles there, trying to get away from him, but he's taken high by the Finucane. Oh, and away it goes from dummy half now. There's Sutton with the ball. Sutton, out wide. Surrender tackle. I hate that.
I hate it.
Now they're 15 metres away from the line. They've got a tackle and a half to go.
Right side again.
It's forward pass, I reckon.
Surely.
That's no play on. That's rugby league. Back it comes onto Sutton. Sutton decides to do some kicking.
Oh, it's a good kick.
Bit unloaded on that side. Morris taken there, defused the bomb.
Yeah, with a couple of Burgess pushing into him too. He's going to feel that around the ribs, HG. He was hit hard there.
He's hurt here. The dog's down.
He's hurt. He's very hurt.
Coming to the shape of the game, it's rare that you see a game with so much possession to one side, so much dominance and no score.
And
What's going on?
I know. What is going on?
They've defended well on their line, haven't they?
Yeah. It's just hard. He was tackled in the air.
Hang on.
That's a penalty.
That's got to be a penalty, surely.
Yeah. Tackled. And then an elbow in the face to go on with from
so he's
from the
taken
other Burgess boy.
And so that's a mistake. Might be the first mistake
Here
South.
we go, in with the elbow.
That's terrific rugby league. You can see why people want their kids to play, can't you?
You can,
That's
can't
beautiful
you, when you
here.
see like this
So when
more,
you're taken and you've broken your back, they just break your neck at the same time.
Yeah.
So has he ruled a penalty yet?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. High tackle and tackle in the air. So it should be two penalties, really.
Yes, two.
Des is blowing up, as he should.
Yeah. Will he have something to say about that afterwards? Will you write that about you on your blog? You know,
I will.
Yeah, tackling.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Don't give it to T-Rex! Oh no, leave it alone! Phil, thank goodness for that.
Wake up!
Go to sleep. Back it comes now on the 11 there. Jackson with the ball. Jackson taking one way down the
other.
Wow. That's great defence. Sorry, it's not Jackson. It's Clemmer. I knew it was wrong when I said it.
Yeah.
Now, Mbai coming round the 14 there. That's Brown. Did I see him pass the ball?
Yeah.
And Morris, he goes one way, then the other way.
And taken high again, HG. Taken high again.
Well, they're giving him a real workout. When it comes to Brown, Tim Brown. He almost broke his leg there. Back he goes almost up to halfway.
T-Rex.
On it comes now, out it goes, on to Reynolds back to the other lad on the other side. Actually, who has played Jackson, the other second rower.
Yep.
Laffey's done nothing. They've got to get the ball to Laffey somewhere in here. Up over the top, that's well read.
And again.
Thompson tried to do something special there. Would have been really special. But unfortunately he couldn't. We played 36 minutes, almost half-time, 6-0 the scoreline. Hard to see why they're not further in front.
Yeah, I know. How is Canterbury still in this game?
Inglis, clock to the head. Back it comes. Here comes.
Well, students will be studying this, HG.
They will forever. You'll be able to, write PhDs on the 2014 grand final first half. Back it goes.
Well, the first 36 minutes at least.
Burgess with the ball. Graham still on the bench. Pritchard alongside him. And there's they've got a big bench there, haven't they? Tolani Jakiri makes some yards onto the ABC signage. Back it comes to that half.
Oldest man on the field too, HG.
Indeed. Burgess, great run there. They're pouring on the points with half-time. Fifth tackle. It's got to come to Reynolds for a kick. No, he decides to run it. Inglis decides to do the kicking. Great kick there from Inglis. They've got to defuse this. Oh, that's great work from Perrott. Now they've got to get up the other end. Plays the ball. Back on to Thompson. Thompson running one way and then the other. He's so little low, but he's knocked over by Turner. Turner, 15 metres out. They set themselves Laffey. He can't make much yards. They can't. They need him to wind up though. They can't.
They're slow to get on side. Actually, they are really buggered. They're hanging on by their fingernails here.
Way it comes now with Dogs just making a
no go forward at all.
The crowd loving every bit of this South Sydney attacking work here. Back it comes Clemmer, I think, running the ball up. Jackson.
Now, when you say South Sydney attacking, it looks like South Sydney attacking even when they haven't got the ball.
That's what I mean. There's the kick there. That's a good kick.
That's another 40-20, is it?
Can he make it? No, he just can't.
Not quite.
So it's back to the try scorer, Johnson. Johnson had a great first half, including the try. He tries to get away. Laffey knocks him over.
Did he spill that ball, SG? No.
I think that's what Thompson was worrying about.
Yeah.
Back it comes onto the runners there. That's what Walker maybe. Is that Walker there?
I think that's
under
Walker,
the ball. They're just on the 40-metre line for the Rabbits. Away it comes. They're over the 50 now. They're into dog territory.
That's
We've got about a minute and a half. It doesn't tell you anything. I think that's Sutton with the ball, who's knocked over. 6-0 if you've just joined us.
But this Canterbury defence has been outstanding.
It is remarkable. The attack has just been pathetic. Reynolds there with a kick. He's found a bit of space.
It's just kick he used before.
He's had to defuse.
Beautiful.
It's excellent kicking.
Beautiful.
And of course, they're brilliantly weighted, and so it'll be a goal line dropout with a minute to go. Can the Dogs hang on with a score at 6-0, which would be an incredible achievement?
It would be.
And remember the dry powder of Pritchard. in the second half.
Exactly.
And Ennis, I'm not ruling out Ennis in the second half.
Yes.
So,
well, might be up to Ennis to do something to inspire the boys in the dressing room at half time, like have his foot surgically removed.
And eaten by a rabbit. Of course, comes out with a kick there.
Well, that's a good long kick too, HG.
And so we've got about half a minute to play. The Dogs need to get up. Oh, that's great defence there.
Great defence.
And they lost the ball. He lost the ball in the tackle. He lost the ball in the tackle.
He did. That's brilliant work. Brilliant defence.
That's Burgess. He lost the ball in the tackle. And the Dogs want to pack the scrum.
Was that the brain-damaged Burgess?
It was.
Okay.
Here it comes. He can run okay. Look at this defence, though, from the Dogs. That's incredible from Brown, I think. No, sorry, the 15, Finucane. That is great defence.
That is great defence.
With Brown being the player over the top. Now, of course, they've stopped the clock. Half-time beckons.
A bit of pushing going on in the scrum.
Yes, away goes one way. Don't give it to T-Rex, for God's sake. Oh, no, good. They worked around T-Rex. Slippery Steve.
Again, they're going for the head of
Morris. That's the only place they need to knock him out. There it is, half-time.
Oh, no, Morris has had enough of it.
Half-time. And so, the score is 6-0.
ABC News Radio.
Festival of the Boot 2014.
Kokoda was no stroll in the park, but then again, neither is this. And this is the 2014 Festival of the Boot, live on ABC News Radio.
Well, Roy, it was an incredible half of football. Souths had all the attack. The Dogs, well, they just stuffed themselves and shot themselves in the foot and pulled their pants down as often as they could.
Okay.
The score is 6-0.
The obvious thing to say here, actually, just to sum up very quickly before we have the half-time break, Souths, I don't think can play any better. Yeah. Canterbury can.
Yes.
And the amazing thing is that Canterbury is still in this game.
It is remarkable.
South should have really put them away, but they couldn't put them away. So it's up to Desi, I think, to turn Canterbury around, inject the new blood in Pritchard, etc., and try and get them over the line. If Canterbury can be the next to score, Canterbury could win this game.
It is odd that so much possession, so much of everything has gone right for Souths, and yet they've only managed to score one try. We've got a tweet from Titus O'Reilly who suggests that Russell Crowe's just seem to want it more at the moment. I just think Russell Crowe wants it more at the moment. Never mind the Russell Crows. And if you do want to get involved and want to tweet in, at ABC_News Radio and add the hashtag NRLGF. So that's at ABC_News Radio and add the hashtag NRLGF. And so we had a try disallowed in the first 6 minutes. It was basically, a madness from Souths who hit the Dogs in the head that caused the disallowed. Might have been Reynolds. Then Johnson out wide off a mistake from T-Rex, the sleeping giant. Reynolds misses the conversion from out wide on the sideline, and the penalty in the play the ball where the Dogs were desperate and they just put their hand in the play the ball. Reynolds converted, and so the score at half-time in the Boot Part 2 is 6-0. Souths ahead.
Boot lovers, students of military history with a whopping Hextet and heavy lifters for Team Australia. Another stunning first half of Boot's brilliance in the kit bag. It's time to put the kettle on, line up a Sayo biscuit, spread the Vegemite, warm a fish finger, cut a slice of Bega cheese and cream a Lamington while you gather your thoughts on this first stanza of the 2014 conflict. Remember, war historians, this ceasefire cannot last forever, and hostilities will recommence for the second half in a few minutes. See you, diggers, when the lead balloon clears the guttering and this stunning silence is broken with another salvo of boot action.
Yes, thanks very much, Scott Wales there in the ABC News Radio studios, and the atmosphere is absolutely electric here. Obviously with the scoreline of 6-0 and another half of football to come, it is just impossible to imagine how Souths have found themselves in this position by any stretch of the imagination. They should be maybe, I don't know, conservative guess, I don't know what Roy would think, maybe 18 points up because the brick wall of Canterbury is held close to the line. Souths haven't been able to crack it except on the one occasion when obviously the winger went over for them, and then that conversion was missed from the sideline by Reynolds. Reynolds got a chance to make amends a few minutes later when there was an indiscretion in the play of the ball, and they were able to obviously convert from in front and take the score from 4-0 to 6-0. And Roy, it is just a very, very unusual game.
It's the most unusual game of rugby league I've seen, HG, in roughly 42 years, you'd have to say. Extraordinary, really, and as we made mention during the first half call, it is amazing that Canterbury is still in this game. They have no reason to be there. They gave the ball away consistently, and hasn't the stadium gone quiet?
It's unbelievably quiet. That's better.
Yes.
Wow.
I wondered where I was there for a moment.
I thought they were listening to Toe Fog on the PA there for a minute.
Yeah.
Taking all their concentration. That's much better.
Yeah. Yeah. But the story is, though, that Hasler is, as we say, a Chauncey Gardner type. Arguably, borderline genius. Now, what he'll be saying to the blokes, I'm a little uncertain. It wouldn't surprise me if Desi just didn't bother to go into the room at all, because the players know what they've done wrong. They'll be looking at T-Rex. Some of the players will probably be hitting him, saying, ball, we hold ball. Ball ours, we keep. Trying to put it in terms he would understand. Possession might be a little bit difficult for him to understand. Ball yours, ball not yours. Ball yours, you keep. Get that, T-Rex? Yeah.
The difficulty is I don't think I've ever seen players, a player, have so many repetitive clings.
No,
I mean,
I know.
Sure.
But I think Desi's given him a roving commission.
What?
T-Rex, go there and be yourself. Well, he is.
The trouble is you can accept a player goes head high, obviously, knocks on.
Yeah.
All T-Rex does is make stupid passes.
Yeah. That's right. But had that pass stuck
to
Slippery's kid, the chip, Slippery's chip, we'd have had a ball game locked up.
We would have. And you've got to say is that there are a number of, as you pointed out in the call, Souths can't play much better, but there's a lot of Canterbury players who have done very little. Very little.
Well, no opportunity, actually.
No opportunity.
When your go-to man gives the ball away in the first or second tackle in a set of 6, then you just find yourself tackling all night.
Yeah. It is a bit of a wall, though. I mean,
it's a great wall they've got.
Close to the line, they're pretty solid, aren't
unstoppable.
they?
Yeah, impenetrable.
Yeah. It's just that when they go off their line, they go silly.
Yeah, and they were struggling really to get back on side so often in that first half, HG. But Pritchard,
dry proud of Pritchard.
We've got the X factor of Pritchard. And have they got any other X factors?
Well, I was just wondering if McQueen's had a run. I could be persuaded that he hasn't had a run. I might be wrong about that. But I think everybody else has had a go.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it's just Pritchard that he's keeping as dry powder. Which is fair enough.
I know, I understand.
Everyone loves it when Cranky Frankie runs out. Not a known ball runner.
No. Well, how would you use him, though? I mean, he's starting to get to the point in the game where... They're not going to win this up the middle, are they?
Well, I think they're thinking that. Oh, I know. I know. I expected Canterbury to go wide all the time, but they haven't had an opportunity to enact any plan in attack yet.
Yeah.
So we don't know what their attack plan is, apart from give the ball to T-Rex early on in the tackle count and let him give it away.
Yeah. That is a plan.
That is some plan. I mean, is Desi a genius?
Now, the other thing, of course, is that Graham was off for most of the second part of that.
Yeah, he was. So he'll come back.
A deliberate tactic.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And he'll play most of the second half.
He'll play most of the second half, unless he's injured.
Yeah.
And I don't think he is injured.
Right.
So we'll expect him to be there in the starting lineup at the start of the second half. But basically, they've just got to go to whatever their game plan might have been and actually try and put it into operation.
Right. Yeah. We've been advised that McQueen hasn't had a run and neither has Pritchard. So while both sides have got a bit of dry powder there, and from memory, McQueen's a much more mobile player than Pritchard.
I think that's right.
So it'll be an interesting battle when they came on. We'll take this short break and come back with the boot part 2, the second half of the Rugby League Grand Final in a couple of moments.
Australians, please be upstanding for a 3-second pause for the fallen. Thank you, Team Australia. Now, back to the boot on ABC News Radio.
And just before we get underway, remember, for the best of the coverage, listen to ABC News Radio on an analogue signal and watch the pictures on Channel 9 or the footy channel down your end of the swamp. In some areas it may be hard to sync the pictures and the coverage completely, but use the pause button to bring the pictures and the commentary back together. And if you want to get involved, you can tweet in at ABC_News Radio and add hashtag NRLGF. That's at ABC_News Radio and add the hashtag NRLGF. Roy.
We think Sam Pritchard's lost a tooth, HG, which would have happened in that initial clash, one imagines.
Hang on, Sam Pritchard.
Oh, sorry, Sam Burgess, yes.
Yes. Has lost a tooth.
Lost a tooth. And that would have happened in the head clash, in which case it's probably a molar.
And surely we should have stopped play and looked for the tooth and put it back in. And you were a great believer in numbering teeth.
Some players did, yeah.
Yeah, because they lost a lot of teeth. And then you'd know it had to go 3. Well, it obviously went next to the 2
That's
and between the 4, etc.
Yep.
But we should have still held up play. I would have liked to have seen that. Something kids could learn a lot from. But we, let's face it, as they run on, expecting a big second half from the T-Rex.
Well, I'm expecting Reynolds to actually ignite something here,
Reynolds
HG. Reynolds, in fact, Hodgkinson. They've almost been, wearing vanishing cream out there tonight. But as we say, they really haven't had any possession. But it looks like Souths are going to be kicking off, so at least we'll see Canterbury, if they can, hold on to the ball and complete their first set.
Now, would you rate losing a tooth on a par with breaking a jaw?
No, I think tooth's better, isn't it? I mean,
so the drama of this match, way better than the last time they won.
Yeah. But it's not often you see a tooth lost in play.
Are you worried about this clown in the orange out there? Now, Graham isn't on yet.
Graham isn't on yet, which makes me think he might be injured. This is most unusual. And any word about Pritchard, HG? A bit early to tell yet, I guess. Anyway, here we go.
And let's have a look here. The runner on there with the Souths team. I love that. I love to see trainers on.
Oh, I love that too.
More than anything else in rugby. Oh, no.
Knocked backwards. Knocked backwards. Oh, and hammered. Oh, they're going to... Oh, no. Held up.
Okay, so the bad mistake there. Perrott tries to run it out from the dummy half there.
And he did well. He pinched about 5 metres there, HG.
Back it comes onto
So they've held onto the ball for 2 tackles now.
Here he is, T-Rex, the glamour man. Oh, he's fallen asleep. Thank goodness for that. He didn't try and pass. He fell asleep before he got to pass. And by there, and Wyatt goes on the far side.
Wow, they've held onto the ball for 4 tackles now, HG.
Yes.
This is uncharted territory now.
And here's the 5th tackle, and they made a few yards there. It's got to go to the kick now. And so, Mabai's going to put it back to Reynolds. And, he's kicked it in the man.
Was it played out, HG? Is it 6 more tackles?
Oh, I'm not sure here. They've got to watch these things because off broken play, he's going to get thrown out.
No, so they haven't completed a set yet.
Wow.
They didn't get the ball away. They have not completed a set.
Here they go. So... hang on, wait a minute.
It's a turnover.
Yeah, it's a turnover, sorry.
Yeah.
We just had to wait for Williams to wake up and come back into
wake up and get onside, yeah.
Here's the other Burgess, the one who's...
Oh, no, Souths can score here, HG, in which case it's game over.
Pretty much game over,
floodgates will open.
Back it comes now onto Reynolds. Reynolds out wide a bit onto the other Burgess. Burgess knocked over on the ABC signage. 3 dogs there in the kennel to welcome him. They're pretty tough in this position. Sutton with the ball now. They line him up and trying to get a runner on there. That might be Turner with the ball. You can see the line there. He's about 5 metres out. And, of course, Laffey telling him what to do, counting the numbers. Way comes one way. He's close to the line there.
Sutton very close.
Sutton taken there. This is tight here.
And lashing out with his feet. I like that.
Wade comes back onto one of the Burgess boys. He offloads to another Burgess boys. Onto another
3 Burgess boys.
All involved. He's knocked over about 6 metres out. 5th tackle. They'll have to go to a kick here to find out some way through here. Onto Reynolds.
Just be a grubber, HG.
Kick.
It'll be 6 more tackles.
Morris tries.
Yep. Goal line dropout. They'll have to defend again. All because they didn't get that kick away.
I know. Or they kicked it. It was a sort of a falcon, wasn't it? They kicked it into a Souths player.
Yeah.
Reynolds very dominant, Roy. This Reynolds
has been, yeah. He's steered them
steering them around the park
most effectively, yes.
Now, as we watch here, the kicks there. I don't know what Morris is blowing up about here. Is he claiming he went high? No, I don't think so.
Well, they've been attacking his head all night, so no surprises there.
There's the kick-off. It's not a bad kick-off.
It comes up
onto the 50. Back to Inglis. Inglis onto Burgess. Burgess now lines up a few. Tries to bust through, but that brick wall holds again. The brick wall holds again with Finucane doing the hard work there. On to Keary. Keary out to another bloke who caused a problem earlier, Clark.
Clark's been very enthusiastic. He's trying to be penalty puller type.
Keary onto Burgess. Burgess runs at the line here, but there's plenty of dogs there.
Got the ball away.
Offloads, and it's picked up by the number 3. That's Walker. Walker, haven't called him much tonight. He's been fairly quiet on
give it
Burgess.
to Sam. Slam and Sam Burgess.
Keary now. Away it comes to Sutton. Is it Sutton up?
Was that played out? 6 more tackles?
No, I think might be. He hasn't just
He hasn't ruled yet. Yep.
Yes,
6 more tackles.
6 more tackles.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
No, this is impossible for Canterbury to hold
Sutton
them out.
there. Onto Burgess. Burgess now standing in the tackle, trying to make it cheat a few. They have to pick him up. He's still wrestling his way towards the line, but he has to pull up about 5 minutes away. But something has to happen here. The big dummy was thrown, but the dogs were awake to it, and they flattened the
All
player.
over Reynolds there, HG, yes.
Or Keary, I think.
Keary, yeah, the quiet man.
Back it comes. There's Reynolds now, looking for one the other way. Now 6 more.
No, that'll be knocked on. That's a Souths knock on, HG. So it'll either be a turnover or a scrum with a Canterbury feed.
And
you'd have to think. And you can see the blood coming from Sam's mouth there. The missing tooth, I think, HG, would be on the right-hand side of his face.
It does look that way, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, he may have... now there's a bit of chat down there about what actually happened, but it does look like a Canterbury feed. Is that what this is?
Yeah, it will be a Canterbury feed.
Okay.
It was a Souths
Gee, they were
knock on.
lucky there.
Very lucky. They've dodged a bullet again.
Let's go, South.
Here it is there.
Oh, well, hang on.
Let's go, South. We're going.
Yeah.
Going. Let's go.
I love it when they try to get the scrum to form.
Let's go. Heads into the back, Tom.
Heads into the back, boys. Come on. Heads in.
Yeah, bend over, part them and shove them up.
Oh, no, a punch was just thrown then. A punch thrown by one of the Burgesses. They're having trouble, so the South seem unwilling to bind. You've got to force them to bind.
And
the
still
head's popped up again. Burgess again.
Perrott in it, in the lock there. Unusual for the fullback to come into
Big
lock.
defence again. They do love pushing people back in defence.
And by a dummy half there, away it comes. Now they get a bit of a run here. This is Jackson.
This is a good run.
Jackson, that's a great run. They found a bit of spark in Jackson. He's made it out a bit. And here's Graham still out of the game. I'm not quite sure what's happening here because you'd expect him to be back in it. They're still holding him.
Well,
Here he is! Here he is!
Pritchard!
Pritchard's coming in out of the kennel. Oh, wow. Now, what's happened here? Oh, no. Okay,
nothing. It's just rugby league.
Rugby league. Back it goes to a bloke in a hat. And it's not Slash's hat. Makes a gain of about 2 or 3 metres. He's knocked over. That might be I'm not sure who that is there. On to Mbai. Back it comes to the 15. The 15.
Oh, they don't know what to do.
Away it goes. They find it.
Surrender tackle.
Oh, hang on. He passed it off the ground.
Yep, you cannot do that. So again, they have not been able to complete.
And he's in trouble with his foot.
Well, he's in trouble with his back too.
And his head.
Now here's that was the incident.
Somebody went for the tooth, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so we've got to restart on about the 40-metre line, 44-metre line, and there's a bit of a committee meeting. I'm not quite sure what the problem is here. Maybe the air in the ball or something like that, or, maybe a hole in the ground. Here comes, I think they were saying that Burgess was running it up.
Yeah, they called George's name, HG, so obviously George was going to get the ball.
Away it comes Sutton. Sutton on to Keary. Keary runs around there. I'm looking down the bottom there. Back it goes. They're still making yards even when they're held up. That's great work there. And now from dummy half, it looks like Sutton going on to Reynolds. Reynolds back to Burgess. Burgess now. They must be about 25 away from the line. We've only played 6 minutes of the second half.
But it's all been attack from Souths.
It's all Souths. They're going to have to crack here soon. Inglis coming up, running it out. That's the 4th. Is that the 4th tackle there?
Yes, that's the 4th tackle.
So they've got 10 metres to go. They've got 2 tackles to do it. On to Reynolds. I thought he might have kicked there, but it comes back to Keary. Keary, that's well read.
Well read.
He's got a hold on him in left eye. That's good defence from left eye.
Excellent defence.
And back it comes now to Sutton. Sutton in a dummy half back to Reynolds. Reynolds goes one way, then the other way. They pushed him back. Is there going to be a turnover? Oh, it's popped up. It's come to. Oh.
And that's a zero tackle, HG. That's a zero tackle.
The bloke with the busted foot in trouble there. Out it comes Pritchard with the ball. Pritchard, now they suddenly look
Slippery's
a lot better.
boy.
They suddenly look a lot better. Here he comes.
Here he
Graham's
comes.
back on.
Now there's a bit of momentum. Here with Canterbury.
This is Des Hasler timing it beautiful. He's got both his big boppers out there. He's got Pritchard and he's got Graham lumbering into position. Oh, now they've made some yards. They are into South's territory for the first time in about 2 hours. I think, or is that the 40 of Souths or the 40
I
of
think it's the
theirs?
40 of Souths, actually. They are in South's territory now.
Here's Graham with the ball, and he's fresh. He's been sitting on the bench. They're in South territory, but they've got a kick here. They've got to get the kick away, but who's that to? They can't get runners
It's
onto
not
that.
a bad kick, HG, as it turns out.
Oh, wow. That's...
Again, a surrender tackle. It should be illegal.
They're right on their line there. Takiri now picked up. That's the second tackle there. They're going to try and drag him over. There's more urgency here.
Yep.
They turtled him.
This is the Canterbury of old, HG, we're
Back
seeing
to
here.
Inglis. They're right on their line now. If they can hold him here.
And he's lost the ball.
Yes.
Now, this is a turnover here, HG. How opportune is this?
They've played this well, the Dogs. They've worked it down.
Now, if the Dogs can score here, HG, we've got a game of rugby league. This could be a classic.
They're trying to get Graham into position.
Yeah, if people have walked away saying, oh, no, rugby league, this game's over. No, it's not.
Here's Mabai. He'll look for a runner. Graham went the other way. Big T-Rex is there. The Triceratops man taking it. He's bundled back a couple of metres. They had Graham on the other side. Now this might be the one. They want to choke up a couple of tackles here. Back it goes Graham, not in the right position. Out wide.
Now Reynolds
goes.
involved. Now Hodgkinson.
Bad pass. Bad pass to Perrott. Stopped in motion. But they've got another 2 tackles from here. 3 tackles. Sorry,
yeah, but if they can get possession again, HG, here's Pritchard.
Pritchard's got to run to the line. They used him well there.
That's
They've
the 4th
soaked up a
tackle.
couple.
One more to come.
Here it comes onto Graham.
Now, where's the attack?
Graham.
Where's the attack?
There's the kick. They've got
There's
it.
T-Rex. They've scored.
That's brilliant.
That is brilliant.
That was amazing rugby
That
league.
was brilliant. Oh, boy, have we got a game of rugby league here. Sure, they're going to go upstairs. They're going to look at things, but that was a try. Just award it. Don't bother going upstairs. Checking the onside. Check the onside. Yeah, well, he was onside, I can tell you now. No need to go upstairs. With an easy kick to come, so we've got a 6-all ball game. And how must Souths feel, HG, having 97% of attacking raids, and they've only had to defend their line once and they blew it.
There's the kick there.
No, he's onside.
Yeah, he's onside.
He's onside. It's not a problem.
And that's brilliant play.
It's a well-worked move. Well-worked move.
Reynolds, you thought might be better than that. And the surprise there was giving it to T-Rex.
Yeah, I know.
T-Rex.
T-Rex has done it. That's just brilliant rugby league.
The Triceratops man. The score at the moment is 6-4.
6-4 with a kick to come. The try will be confirmed in a moment, actually. They're very slow upstairs. I don't know what's going up there. Maybe
grounding. Are you worried about the grounding at all?
I wouldn't be worried about the grounding, actually. The grounding's perfect.
Yeah, I'm not worried, but you've got to think of something.
Yeah, something
Are
to
you
look at.
worried we've got people up there who try and understand rugby league instead of pictures?
Yes.
If you do something.
There it
Try.
is.
Thank you.
6-4.
Could have told you that 5 minutes ago. Oh, it drives me nuts.
ABC News Radio. Festival of the Boot. 2014.
Yes, the genius was, of course, Roy, to put Pritchard on. They get a bit of go forward.
Yep.
Graham comes on.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the defence is looking at Graham in particular.
Yep.
The ball comes to the bloke who drops it all the time.
Yep.
Williams scores a try, the kick to come, and it's not a huge problem for them. But this is the problem, is the kid's foot, isn't it?
Yeah. Who's taking the kick? Hodgkinson? Yeah, no, I mean, he could tool this over, HG, honestly. It's right in front.
Okay.
I'm not worried about this at all.
So you expect the score to go...
I expect we have a 6-all, a locked-up ball game, HG. Yeah, we do.
You have 6-all. 6-all. And Hodgkinson gets the ball, and we're in the 51st minute, that try.
Yep.
So it means that we've got an exciting game, and now all of a sudden, that wasted possession, it couldn't come back and bite them on the bum.
Well, it may well come back and bite them on the bum, but what is the impact on the psychology of Souths?
Yeah.
So many opportunities.
I know.
They know that Canterbury can't play any worse than they played in the first half. Well, we've got a game of rugby league, old-fashioned rugby league here, HG.
Very old-fashioned.
I know we didn't have a softening up. Well, we did have a softening up period.
Well,
it only went for about half a second. We lost a tooth. Yeah, but it was beautiful.
That's a huge kick. Back it comes down.
Now there's wind in the sails.
Oh, yes, there's a lot more wind. That's Clemmer running it back.
And Clemmer's been good.
Clemmer's been very good. By there. Back it goes.
Oh, this is much more Canterbury-like now, HG.
Might be Graham there with the ball underneath all of that. No, the 15, it's Finucane. On to Graham. Graham takes 4 or 5 away. Look at the yards he's making.
Yeah.
This is inspired from Hasler. Now he's got the runners going out wide. They break the line. No, they're knocked over there on the 40. They've got 2 tackles to go.
Okay, Hodgkinson
still
steering.
Back to Graham.
Graham again.
Graham's brought a fresh set of legs to this in the last bit of the second half. We've played 51 minutes. We've got 30 to go to glory in 2014. The kick there from Reynolds. Away it comes straight to Inglis. Inglis now has to come all the way. Look how quickly they're up in defence.
Yep.
There's a lot more urgency in the play from the Dogs, Roy.
They're enjoying their rugby league for the first time tonight.
Indeed. And Takiri having to come in too.
Old man Takiri.
Look at that. They really worked him over. Pritchard and Graham.
And Eastwood's going to come back, HG. So they'll have another big bopper there.
Still to come.
Yep, here he
Eastwood
comes.
about to line up now.
Who's he replacing? 16 by the looks. Clemmer. Okay.
And what do you think of the rotation of the Burgesses, Roy? Just a technical question. Do you think they've had enough rest?
Well, I wouldn't rest them at all.
No, true. Here's the Burgess who's lost a tooth coming forward now.
But it's not as if any of the Burgesses have had to do much tackling today.
No.
It's all been attack.
Yeah, it's Coruscant there getting it away to
That's
the kicker.
a very high kick.
Parrott.
Beautifully taken by Parrott.
Yes. Parrott. Now,
and again, a questionable tackle.
He gets a free. He's got the penalty.
He's got a penalty, good.
I'm not sure about this lad at this level, Keary. He's made a couple of mistakes. He's got a penalty.
Yep.
This will relieve the pressure for the bops.
Yep, it will.
The dog boppers here. There's the kick there. And let's have
nothing wrong with the kick. Now he's offside. That was it. He was called offside and still went ahead with the tackle.
Oh, don't tell me Laffey's going to do something. They're all wanting to get involved now.
Yeah, everyone's calling out for the ball. Everyone wants it.
Back it comes. On to
is that Clemmer?
Clemmer.
Clemmer's been
very
good.
Clemmer. And the
T-Rex in a dummy half, HG. I like this.
Is that right? That's tremendous. And here's your bloke,
Eastwood's back.
Running the ball up. So they've got them all up there. As he get
That's almost he's trying to pull a penalty. Should have got a penalty.
Graham going one way,
then
the other way.
Oh, this is more like it.
Here's
Pritchard.
Pritchard working his way forward. That's incredible work, rolling forward. Mbai there gets it away towards the card table side. Onto the try scorer, T-Rex. Can he get it off? He gets it away.
What a pass.
On he goes. Thompson. They've within the 10. They're 8 metres out. They've got to do something special with this.
The sleeping giant has woken.
Back it comes. Obviously, Desi had a word to him.
Oh, Sam. Beautiful work. Sam caught that like a slipsfieldsman.
He did. And the way they come with it, they think Mbai is the top tackler with 32.
32
and
tackles.
George Burgess for the Rabbits is 29 tackles.
Well, that's not bad.
God, that's incredible.
Here comes Big George.
And he's a reception committee there from the Triceratops. Back it goes to Coruscant. Coruscant then out wider. And look, tremendous work there. Imagine the tackle counts of all these dog players because they've just had to tackle their hearts out.
Tackle their hearts out all night. You're right, HG, you're right. But what a tremendous atmosphere now, and what a great game of rugby league we've got. This is rugby league at its very best.
Parrott with the ball, 6-all if you've just joined it. He's run around, he's taken.
Mini break.
A little mini break there, gets it back to the 30. On the 30, you can see there, not much time to play. Back it comes on to, is that Parrott
good work
No.
from Takiri. Takiri's getting involved now, HG, trying to relieve the pressure from the forwards.
Back it comes to Parrott. Parrott tries to take on Takiri. Can't make it very far. They've stopped them right in the middle of the park.
They have. They haven't gone anywhere in 3 tackles.
Here they come now. They're starting to get a bit of a run on now. Clemmer again. He's working hard in this half.
He's been good, Clemmer.
Now they've got to make some pace here. Oh, no. That was bad.
Eastwood the dump. That was a dump. Oh, hospital pass.
Graham should have taken it. Teo, of course, encouraging there. Onto the kick. The kick straight down the ground as he spotted a gap. He has spotted a gap. He's turned him around. Gives him a chance to get up there. Here they come. They make yards back. Back it comes onto about the 30. 30 knocked over. 6 all. And it's still in dog territory. Sutton's taking a breather.
Interesting tat Sutton's got on his neck there. Don't those neck tats good?
They're great. Do you worry about a lopsided neck tat?
No, anything on the neck's good by me.
The rabbits, onto the toothless passes. Oh, it's a pass off the ground, but they're going to get away with it. Oh, Lux of Fortune. I thought he was on the ground there.
I thought he was on the ground too, actually. I thought his elbow had touched the ground.
Back it comes now. Dogs' fourth tackle there. Away it comes, making easy yards now.
Yeah, they have. But Souths have got to earn this. They've got to earn this win.
And the 6 all. Why they go one side, then they get it to Burgess on the inside.
Oh, good work from Burgess. He's just going away. Burgess. Big George Burgess, the hero. The hero of Redford. Look at that, HG, straight under the posts. He's been rampaging all night, and tonight that was the damn wall opened up.
In the 57th minute, Burgess gets a try. He just charged up the middle of the ruck. The wall cracked, and that makes the score with the kick to come. 10-6.
ABC News Radio.
Festival of the Boot 2014.
And on the last set of 6, the Dogs could not make any progress up the park. They were held there. Now the toothless one's laying down the law to the players behind the goalpost there. Kick to come, and this could be the end of the ball game because this kick should be converted. It should go to 12-6 in the 57th minute. There's 20 more minutes to come, and well, Roy, that was an excellent try. And is that the lad who copped the whack to the head, was concussed?
Yeah,
won't remember a thing about it.
No, he won't.
It's an excellent try.
Yep.
And one of your old-fashioned tries, Roy. Nothing fancy about it. Just knees up.
That's it.
Charging forward.
Yeah.
You know, hoping to get something into the groin area of the opposing player.
That's right.
Reynolds crouching over. As you say, bloody Wilkinson has a lot to answer for, doesn't he?
He does.
There it is, the kick. 12-6 in the 57th minute. So now we get an interesting thing where the steam seem to be coming into the Bulldogs' tilt. It's been stuffed out by that try as we watch on replay here.
Yeah, let's see what Spider Cam tells us here, actually. It was literally just up the middle, and it was one of the polar bears that missed the tackle on him, HG. I think it was it was Graham that missed it.
It was
Graham.
Yes, it was one way, then the other way, and he just bounced off and kept...
And look at that, brother to brother, saying, you won't remember this because you're concussed, but I'll tell you about it in a few months' time.
And if you think you ran 20 metres, you actually ran 200 metres.
Yeah, that's right.
And, you know, it might be wise if you give you any press afterwards, you say, buy everybody in Redford a drink.
That's right. Still, the game isn't over yet. Canterbury have scored once, and who knows, South might make a mistake, make an error, drop the ball, do something silly.
They've really got to get it quickly, though, because they're not great scorers in the second half.
No, they're not.
In fact, I think they've cracked a big record tonight, scoring 6 points in the second half.
Well, we might expect a big match here from Graham, HG, because he missed that tackle and he's missed another tackle.
Oh, no, that's not good.
That's not good. Mind you, it might have been Tolman that missed that one.
The toothless one went the wrong way there.
Yeah.
Here's Tolman in the lineup.
Easy yards, they're making up the middle, HG. Easy yards.
This is wrong now. This
could end up a cricket score if they're not careful.
Back it comes, away it goes. The Rabbits there going one way, then the other. Oh, no, they're in trouble here. They can't get the line. They can't get the brick wall back together. Fifth tackle. They'll have to go to a kick, I think, here. And that was just, here it comes, the kick they play on. Out wide, the little kick there. So that's great play there.
Brilliant play from Frank Pritchard, yes.
Oh, beautiful work.
Yeah. Now, what was that all about, HG? What was that about?
Sure.
Not sure.
Back it comes now. This is where it's difficult for them. They don't seem to have any go forward here. Let's have a look here.
That's brilliant work from Pritchard.
Great. They've made it out to the 20, up to about the 22.
Yep. Still
on the third tackle.
Yep, that's good.
Cheated a few there.
Yep.
Back it comes now. They're rolling up. They've got it up. Now they're in trouble here. I think they're in trouble here as they come away. Now they're going across the field. They're chasing across the field. It's got to go to the kick now. Back it goes.
It's going to be 40-20 attempt. No, again they cannot get it away.
They charge this down. Is this a handover here? Oh,
Pritchard. He's got all the skills, HG.
He had to do his desperate work.
Yeah.
Back it comes
but at least they got the ball away.
And they've got it into the 40. Pushes off one. Graham has to hold him. They force him back. That's better. They found their mojo again.
And giving him a gobful. This is English they've pushed back there, HG.
Reynolds, a dummy half. Back it goes to the toothless one. Up he goes. He bounces off one. There's good second row work there from those two lads. Might be Clemmer and Eastwood. Runs round one. That's better.
That's a big hit there from Graham.
That's better.
And that might be a little bit high. I think he's calling down a shoulder charge, HG. The stink's on, is it? Looks like there's going to be a bit of a stink. Well, Graham's no stranger to this sort of stuff.
That's exactly where he wants it. He wants the owner.
It's going to be a penalty to Souths either way.
Let's have a look. Oh, they're talking about getting the tooth back.
Yeah, it's a shoulder charge. It's a shoulder charge, pointed out by Sam. And a bit of a headbutt as well. So it had two nice features.
2 penalties for the price of 1.
Yeah. Still, that can
it's unsettling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unsettling.
Well, why it happened actually is because Graham felt he missed that tackle before the cost him the try. So he's trying to make amends.
He is. He's trying to sort of inject himself,
Yeah.
not quite in the right way,
No.
and he's trying to set an example for the
others.
team.
Yeah, that's right. And you can't blame the bloke's intent.
No, and he got away
full marks for
and he
intent.
got away with 2 things. He got the head laid on a bit of nut and went the shoulder charge. Both, sin binning at certain times of the history of the game.
That's right.
But they only get 1 penalty for it.
Yep, that's right.
He's going to have a shot at goal.
Have a shot. Ooh, wow! This could be a game changer. Because if Canterbury feel they can't win, they're just going to give up.
Now,
this far out, 20 minutes to go or more. He's missed it. He's missed it.
Reynolds.
Has he kicked it dead? Yes, he has. Okay, that's all right.
Reynolds. Penalty shot at goal.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought they would have run it.
Yeah, I would too. Yep.
So the score remains 12-6. There's 1 try in it, and Dogs have the ball.
Well, not for long, HC. They've got to give it back.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, Dogs have the ball.
Yeah, Dogs have the ball. Well,
and
on paper.
Now Souths have the ball.
Okay, the ball. There's the drop kick, and the ball's back in play.
And here we have Teo with the ball, running it up. Back to Keary. Keary looking for Burgess, who tries scoring Burgess.
Yeah, the concussed Burgess.
Yes, can't remember a thing about anything. He wrestles it away onto Coruscant. Oh,
that's a soft penalty. That is a very soft. He's going to march him 10 metres now for gobbing off.
That was Graham.
Yeah. Yes. Or Tolman, sorry, HG.
Tolman, sorry. Oh, now another shot.
Another shot.
Penalty. Tolman penalty.
Well. Now, this is a very soft penalty to give away. And
I reckon we're behind. Okay. Easy behind.
Just don't come up with the ball. Just don't come up with the ball.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, it's very... I don't see the point in arguing with the ref. Have you ever seen a ref, a ruling overturned? I never have.
No, neither have I. Occasionally, they will rule the wrong scrum feed. I've seen that recently.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that too.
And then they have to correct the scrum feed. But not in a penalty.
But not in a penalty like that, where it's just interference with
this is a better shot, so it could go out to 14-6.
Yeah.
Now, it would be very hard to come back, and they're chewing up a lot of time.
They are. So it's going to make it harder and harder for Canterbury as time goes on.
So we've got, 2 from 4 tonight. And Johnny Wilkinson, hasn't he got a lot to answer for?
Okay.
Here's the kick here.
Yeah,
and he's got that. So it's 14-6. That's almost impossible to come back from.
Yeah.
64th minute. Tolman try. Reynolds gets it. This is the boot part 2.
ABC News Radio.
Festival of the Boot 2014, Part 1.
This is Canberra calling, asking Team Australia to report all suspicious footballing activity to ABC News Radio.
And we've just got the ground attendance of 83,333. An excellent roll-up for this great match to see what looks like a historic Souths win, but there is still about 16 minutes to go, Roy.
Yeah, that's right. If Canterbury... Well, that was a bad play, the ball. That should be penalised, surely. Just trying to get Canterbury back into the game here a little bit, HG. You know as you do.
As you want.
You try to be open-minded, but...
Well, they've got...
It's not always easy.
It's at the moment, it's a try, and they've got to get a converted try and then some to get back on level terms.
Yeah.
So it looks as though at the moment all the cards are in South's favour and they have the ball.
And we'd have to start thinking about man of the match, HG. You'd be looking at one of the Burgess boys, wouldn't we? We'd have to look at George Burgess, wouldn't we?
Well, the lad who scored the try. I think he's had an excellent game. And McQueen's out there. That's a great kick. Fortunate to turn around very quickly there for Brown. Brown coming back.
Oh, that's a good run from Brown.
That's a good hit there. Might have been... Anyway.
It's very hard for Canterbury to get a penalty here today, I think, HG.
And Morris with the ball. Morris now, it might have been a chicken wing there, I'm not sure why. And this is the bloke who's concussed. He's on the bike. It's great to see that.
Yep.
And now,
it is a penalty, HG. We don't know what for because we're watching one of the Burgess boys on a bike when we should have been looking at rugby league.
and speaking of looking at rugby league, I understand there's the screen is broken at Belmore, and there's 7,000 dog supporters who are furious.
Because they can't see anything.
They can't see rugby league. Here's Pritchard. We'll try and keep him abreast of what's happening.
Yep.
Pritchard has the ball, and he's running it up very strongly.
And we're in South Territory, HG.
But it's just over there on the 40-metre line.
40-metre line.
On to Tolman. Tolman made a gain of 2 or 3. Second tackle gone. Now the Dogs need a bit of magic here. Out wide it goes. Back it comes.
Pritchard.
They got Perrott. Perrott running. Perrott making a bit of a gain. That might be tackle 4
Yeah, he
now.
might have been taken high there. I think, HG, this will be another penalty.
Guess who hit him?
Who? Was it Teo?
It was.
Yeah, I thought it might have been. That's his go!
So Teo almost
That's his
got
go
it completely.
He might be sent off for 10 minutes here, HG. Let's have a look at this. Here he comes. Here comes Teo. I mean, you don't want to see that.
You don't. Mums won't have their kids playing
You don't
rugby
want to
league.
see that. Now, this
bloke's in real trouble.
Yeah.
And
there are a couple of blokes who know what it's like to get hit in the head.
Yeah.
Bobby McCarthy and Sats. Between them, they'd have been hit in the head hundreds of times.
Thousands of times.
Probably thousands, yeah.
They probably were disappointed if they didn't get five and
Yeah.
a half.
Gave us away, Bobby McCarthy. Sats not that media aware. Oh, he is now. There we go.
And I just hope they can correct that screen at Belmore. And we got a penalty for... the Dogs.
Yeah. And
that might be the first for the half. I can't think they've got anyone else.
Yeah, it might be the first penalty they've received all year, HG, as far as I know.
Graham, he opened him up, but then couldn't find a runner.
Another hospital pass from Game. He's got a habit of doing that, hasn't he?
Yeah, they're 8 out. They're on their 5th tackle now. So it's got to be another one of those kicks that we saw before.
Eastwood. He can kick him.
That's big, too big.
He can kick him. That's all right. They'll get the ball back.
Goal line drop out.
No, I think he's refused today. Should restart from the 30, yeah.
So Souths have the ball, do they?
Yep, they do. They have the ball.
And here comes big toothless one, banging into 13 on 13. I love that.
Yeah, well, that might have been their only opportunity. I don't know what happened there.
That was the 0. So we've got to make this interesting, they have to be the next to score.
They do, yeah.
If South score, it's all over. And so we've got 13 minutes to play.
Oh, that's a big hit.
That's a huge hit.
Oh, that is a big hit.
Oh, and now he's in trouble.
Hang on.
It's Graham.
Now, I'm not sure if there was anything illegal in the hit, HG.
Graham. We know it's Graham.
We know Graham's involved.
We can see Graham.
And we know
talking.
it's rugby league.
Yeah.
And we know players are talking.
And Lottie Chikiri's coming in.
Well, he's got experience.
Yeah.
Now, let's see if this tackle is legal. Man running it up.
Oh, it's a clash of heads.
Oh, it's an accidental clash of heads. Yeah, absolute accidental clash of heads.
Tyrrell is the player.
Yeah.
Tyrrell is the player.
Yeah. Well, Nate Miles has been doing this for the last 10 years. It's his go.
Well, is it accidental, or should the player not have the head here?
Yeah.
Is he trying to get the...
Well, he hasn't given up yet, Graham. I mean, he is the beating heart of rugby league, isn't he?
It's the first. That's the first tackle too.
Yeah.
Now, what's happening here? I think there's trouble.
Yeah, well, he is in trouble. Obviously, he's in trouble. He's just been smashed in the head by another head.
Tyrrell he doesn't know, this might be another broken jaw. That blood, don't like the trickle of blood.
Oh, I don't like the trickle of blood
and
either,
the swelling.
HG.
And the
Well,
big
how
swelling.
must Sats feel seeing this?
I know.
John Satt, I mean,
would they be doing it for him?
Well, it would have to take him back to that moment when he had his
He'd
jaw
know
broken.
all about it.
He'd know all about it. Why?
It's a hell of a game, isn't it?
It is a hell of a game, and might it be worth Sats going down having a word with the bloke?
Well, going and, he'd know the medical.
Yeah.
Because he'd been through it.
Yeah.
And maybe just give him a bit of advice. Ice pack, sugar bag full of hot sand.
Well, knowing Sats, all he'd whisper in his ear something like, "Get up, you wuss." It's rugby league. I did. 43 years ago, this happened to me, and I got up.
Yeah, I kept going. Well, we're not saying Tyrrell won't get up.
No, we're not.
Now,
We're not. No.
I've just been handed a stat that Graham has lost 5 grand finals before today, and he's never won one.
Oh, he's a specialist.
Yeah, he's a losing specialist.
He's a losing specialist.
And
well, he'll know what to do in the dressing rooms, because some of the other players,
They'd be
they won't know what to do.
Tyrrell,
Okay.
no, he's off in the, what have we got, the 67th minute.
Yep.
Will they be doing it for Tyrrell?
Well, it's certainly going to have some impact on the game, HG. Now, the first thing to decide is whether anything illegal took place.
And the other thing is, he loses the ball in the tackle.
He did, but it went backwards and was picked up by another Souths player,
Okay.
in which case it'd just be Souths playing the ball.
Okay.
If there's no infringement.
Right. So it's South still
If
with the
there's
ball.
an infringement, then it is going to be a penalty to Souths. One
Now-
imagines. But Sam knows what it's like. Sam had the same thing happen to him, the accidental headbutt,
Yeah, earlier on. Lost a tooth.
Nate Miles style.
It is a skill, isn't it, to get your
Oh,
head
it is
there
a skill.
and come away and still be vertical.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all very well
Because it
Tyrrell.
can go pear-shaped.
It can. You can often come off worse.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not to say that Graham hasn't come off worse.
Well, does that look like a face that's come off worse? He's grinning about it. He loves being the sort of oil can Harry of the piece, doesn't he?
Oil can Harry. That's a lovely term, Roy. A lovely term. Oil can Harry. Look, I'm not quite sure. Is there a rule that says?
No headbutting. Well, no, I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't think there is.
Yes. So the score, if you've just joined at 14-6, we've got a hold up in play at the 67th minute because a player has been severely injured, that player being young Tyrrell,
Yeah.
the number 10, the plucky number 10 for the South Sydney Rabbits.
Who took a headshot from another head, and this is not good to see, HE.
No, this is very bad.
Not good.
Oh, no, this
They must be worried about his neck as well.
Yeah, I think that this
They'd
is
be worried about his neck, his jaw,
his brain,
obviously his brain they'd be
because he's
worried about.
bleeding. I didn't like that bleeding.
The bleeding from the mouth.
Teeth, I think they would have checked the teeth first up
Yeah.
because that would be something that you'd obviously think about, given the experience of
Yeah,
Sam.
that's
out
right,
there.
yeah.
And I don't know if people know this is Sam's last match in rugby league.
Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know if there's much been made of this.
No.
And,
No, but wouldn't it be lovely for Sam to go out with one of those grand final rings that
it'd be
they're all talking
fantastic.
about?
And I hope Isaac Luke
Yeah.
gets one as well because, he's done more. He's done
Well, I
beating
don't think he
heart.
can unless one of the players gives them.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Do you think Coruscant, as we watch again,
Yeah.
and this is why people love rugby league, they
Yeah.
love that. Well, he's
Yeah. Sam knows what's going on.
Yeah, he's been there before. Can't quite get a try away then. And they're trying to suggest that he could be the Churchill medalist.
That's
I don't
right.
think so.
I don't-
we think the Burgess who scored the try should be the Churchill medalist.
Well, wouldn't it be lovely if 2 Burgess boys shared it,
What, like cut in half.
cut it in half?
Now, we've got to think about the player who's done least. I think Wolfman got it last year,
He did.
David Williams.
Oh, well, you could pick anyone from Canterbury, actually. Let's say
Laffey.
Reynolds has done bugger all.
Yeah, but he's injured.
Hodgkinson has done bugger all.
Yeah, he's injured. So the applause for Tyrrell being,
Yep. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
Slam and Sam.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're trying to talk Sam up as the. You're right, as
Look,
the
I-
Churchill medal. I wouldn't worry me Sam getting it.
No, it wouldn't disappoint me. I've been thinking while I'm sitting here of the song North to Alaska.
Ah, yes.
Big Sam left Seattle in the year of 81
That's it.
with brother George's partner.
Yeah. Well, is there any talk of George and Tom going to rugby union HG, or are they sticking with the rugby league?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't think there's been any. They might be on longer contracts.
Right.
Now, this is what worries me. Look, why is this thing taking the long way round?
Yeah, I know.
I can see the hole over there where it's going to go.
Well, I think just to give as many of the punters who paid money to see this HG an opportunity to have a bit of a gawk, a bit of a look at the bloke.
Right, just to make sure they
So they can say,
the
yeah,
right
I saw him. You should have seen him. You should have seen his head.
Yeah, it was really odd. He swelled up like a melon.
Yeah.
There's a bloke obviously concerned about his post-match performance.
Well, he'll be worried about young Tyrrell, one imagines. Anyway, the game goes on. Nothing illegal happened.
Right, nothing illegal happened.
No, it was a knock-on from South, as it turns out.
Dogs got the ball.
Dogs have got the ball. I mean, rugby league's a funny old game, isn't
It's
it?
funny, okay. I'd hate to see somebody actually lose their head. Oh, somebody came out of that tackle with a bit of a stinger as well.
Yeah, it looks like something's going on here, HG. Now, hang on. Eastwood's saying Eastwood's calling for calm.
Yeah, that's good. Eastwood's on the ground with the ball.
Yeah,
but he feels
he's complaining
as though,
about he's lost feeling in the back of his head.
and it does appear.
Now, did he hit one of the Burgess boys with the back of his head?
No, something's. Yes, that could be the case.
Let's have a look here. Let's see what. Oh, it's a shoulder charge, which knocks his head into this player. So it was a Burgess bang, and that's knocked his head into. Looks like
somebody spun out of that
Clark.
And now let's have a look. See if we can listen to the referee.
Yeah, it's a shoulder charge. He's on report. It's going to be a penalty. So it's a double wham for
the Rabbits.
For the Rabbits, yeah. Okay, and sadly Eastwood's got to go off a little while. Anyway, Pritchard. Let's see how tough his head is. It's a real
old-fashioned
head hunt out here tonight. Yeah. Okay, good run from Pritchard.
Within 20 metres now, here's Tolman.
Yep.
Tolman with the ball.
But you imagine there's going to be a reception committee, HG, for next time Graham gets the ball.
Yes, they certainly will.
Here he is.
Here he's Graham.
Here's my head. Do what you will with it.
Yeah, he's played well. He's inside the 10, just inside the 10. Back it comes away.
Okay,
to the
now is there any attack? Yes, T-Rex.
T-Rex is awake, and he didn't throw the ball. He stayed awake for the best part of a nanosecond. Fantastic. And by there at dummy half. Back to
There's still not much go forward, HG. There's still no creativity in the play.
They're waiting to find a hole here. I reckon they've got a chance now. Oh, no, they didn't. Here we go.
Hang on. Takiri's dropped it. Oh, that's very dangerous play.
No, he's ruled something here.
Hang on. No. Knocked forward. Knocked forward by South's in goal, so it's going to be a goal line dropout.
Right, so the Dogs get the ball back.
Dogs get the ball back. Yes. Unless someone else calls differently. Let's have a look here, HG. Let's see if it's touched by Lottie Takiri. It is. It goes forward. Then it's picked up by Sam.
Okay.
So it's a knock-on in goal.
Yep. Gee, it's a game of millimetres, though,
It is, isn't it? Anyway, read about it in the paper. Let's get on with the game.
And 83,833 have made the journey out here today. Might have said 333, 833.
Oh, well, that's different. Yeah, I did worry when you said that.
Yeah, it feels a bit cramped in here all of a sudden.
And that's not a bad kickoff from Reynolds. It's gone over the halfway line. It's got about 60 metres.
Perrott back into the second rower. There he goes, hammers up.
Okay.
They're saying George on Twitter. They're saying George for the Churchill.
George for the Churchill. Okay, well, I wouldn't object to that. Here's Pritchard running it up.
Yes, they've got two
Still
tackles.
rugby league left here. Not still time enough, if good enough, HG, for these
10
doggies.
minutes. Here he comes, Graham, one way, then the other way.
Leading with
Got
the head.
straight through, almost tagging to ground. Mbai there. Gee, they're making yards here.
This is more like it. Where's T-Rex?
Here's Laffey with the ball. Done nothing all night. There's no space, no chance.
First time he's had the ball in his hands.
He plays it back. The fifth tackle here. Tolman with the fifth tackle. He runs around. Oh, wow. They're starting to get worried here.
They are. This is getting very close now. 4 metres out for Canterbury Bankstown.
They get it away.
Here's the
little kick.
Where's T-Rex?
Oh, he's lost it. Knocked on. Dogs get the ball. They must get the ball back.
Dogs will get the ball back. It'll be a scrum, though, this time, HG, not a goal line dropout, I think.
Johnston.
No, he's playing a goal line dropout again. He's saying that it was knocked forward in the goal line.
Gee, it's all Dogs at the moment.
It is.
Don't tell me they could do this. This would be a big surprise here.
Yeah.
The little kick there. They're looking for T-Rex to be a bit closer. Oh, just knocked it on goal.
Well, hang on. I think he was caught in the field of play, in which case it should be a scrum go down.
No, the player, what he's ruling is the knock-on.
It happened inside the goal line. Yeah, I get that. Right. Okay, so it's another kick then from Reynolds. And it'll be another attack from Canterbury Bankstown.
Yeah. So, this is 10 minutes to go in the 2014. It's been a classic though, Roy.
It's another good kick-off, 60 metres on the fly.
Parrott doing all
Run
the
it
work
back
there.
quickly, boys.
And they've made it up to the 40 where it's taken there. And now Mbaya dummy half. In he comes. He gets it away from the card table onto Graham. Graham looking for space. He's trying to find a hold there.
Yeah, he's leading with the head, HG, which is good to see.
And away it
Here's
comes
big
now.
Pritchard.
It's up Pritchard still. Pritchard going forward. Geez, got a good carry, hadn't he?
Excellent carry. And isn't it attractive rugby league when Pritchard's involved?
Back it comes. Away it goes. They're looking. Here's
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Oh, T-Rex.
Oh, he's got it up. It's 6 more, surely. No. Not forward.
Knock forward, HG. It's going to be a turnover.
Josh Jackson, hold!
I can't. Oh, there's a trouble here.
Hello.
We just got too much umpire in the ref in the background.
Yeah, something's going on here, HG. Maybe they're claiming he was struck about the head after he'd taken possession of that ball.
We're not sure exactly. We can't see on replay. I just hope the people of Belmore have got their picture back.
Yeah.
I'd hope to think 7,000 people weren't seeing this resurgence of the
T-Rex
Dogs.
tried to get this impossible pass away. He pushed this bloke away.
Why does he throw these passes?
Well, they can win you games.
Oh. Now, that's got to be a knock-on, surely. Oh, there.
Now, it was that blow around the head that I was a bit worried about, HG. Now, if they mightn't have seen it the way we saw it, though.
No, true.
They might just see it as normal rugby league.
We're about 25 metres
but
from
I think Reynolds hit him on the head, in which case it'll be a penalty to Souths.
it. Looks that way.
Yeah.
And as he put it on report,
I hope so.
this pass here.
Well, it does go backwards, and there's the accidental.
Yeah, it was an accidental.
Punch to the head.
Yeah, he was not expecting the head to be there.
No.
That can happen.
That can happen. I mean, that's the nature of the game. That's what gets people queuing up. I was going to say to watch it, but no, to play it.
Yes, now they're talking about bringing it.
10 minutes. Guys on report.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, he won't be playing the first round next year.
No, I hope it's Canterbury and South.
So do I. He's a niggling player,
Well, he's
Reynolds.
Travis Bickle. He drives a cab. He's sort of just got no other thought, really.
Anyway, it's relieved all the pressure that Canterbury might have been mounting.
Yeah, so Souths get the ball.
And they've got...
on about their 40.
Yeah, 9 minutes to go for glory.
9 minutes for glory
To
for the
break
first
the drought.
time since 69. A winning grand final. Here's the bloke who I think's man of the match.
Yeah, George.
Look at that. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Back it goes. On to Coruscant. Coruscant goes out wide. Looking for a runner
Making
there.
easy yards,
they're easy yards. But up to third tackle. In come Coruscant. Coruscant goes away from the card table. Picks up Sam Burgess. Sam Burgess, they're all over him. And, there's Graham going in with the head down. I was worried about that. Don't want to revisit 2 years ago. Oh, here comes to Keary. Oh, they know that this is the best player on the park. The Burgess boy here with the ball.
This is Tom Burgess, yeah.
Tom, sorry, I'm there
Tom,
looking for Luke. Here's Reynolds with the kick.
Oh, are they onside, HG?
And they taps it back, kicks it over the corner. It's just a bit too big. It's too fat.
Oh, that might be a try. Well, partially obscured there by some official that had no right to be there, but I think that's a try.
Is that Johnson?
I think it might have been
this
a waiver. I think so, HG. I think so. I think they're marching into history, HG. They're marching into history. Well, let's have a look at this in replay. I'm pretty sure
the number 4 certainly got...
Number 4... Well, it was left by... The Dogs thought it was going to go out.
Yeah, they didn't play this out.
No. Now, is everyone onside? I thought one or two of them might have been offside, but anyway, it's knocked back here. Then I think it's Inglis who puts in a second kick here.
He does.
Ball comes up.
The 2 bounces
it's left
over
behind.
the 2. Oh, no, that's a try.
That's a try.
That's a try. So now the Souths have got it. They're out to 18-6.
Yeah. And this is let's check the grounding. Oh, he might have bounced today, sure. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Oh, let's give it to him.
Yeah, it's a try.
Yeah, it's a try. Let's call it a try.
And so we've got a decision penny. It'll be a try.
Yeah. With a kick to come.
18-6.
Yeah.
In the 73rd minute. Now it's beyond them.
It's beyond them, yeah. 18-6.
It's beyond them.
Well, that's probably about right. They've been 3 times the better team.
They certainly have.
Yeah.
I'd hate to
They've
think
had 3 times the amount of ball.
I'd hate to think of minutes in possession. They've lost a bench player too, by the looks.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, Ennis obviously isn't playing, but the lad sitting next to him has got.
But what a nice touch to have Ennis there wearing the clobber.
It is, just in case there was a moment.
Yeah.
So Avuva gets the try. Or
Ava.
Yeah. I'd like him to have an extra syllable in there.
Yeah, I would too.
Kick from way out wide from Reynolds, not beyond him the way he's kicking tonight.
Yeah, time. Yes, he wants the time off. He's still got hope.
Yeah, so we've got about
Graham.
7 minutes to go.
That's how mad he is. He still thinks they can win. What, score 4 tries in 3 minutes? Seems unlikely.
Well, they now need 2 converted tries to go to extra time.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem possible, does it, given the way they're playing?
I wouldn't have thought so.
There's Reggie the Rabbit.
Oh, and Reggie. Good to see Reggie back.
Yeah.
Looks like Pritchard's coming off. Well, he played pretty well, Pritchard.
Do you think that's putting the kicker off, that Reggie the Rabbit rubbish?
No.
20-6. 73rd minute. Boot part 2.
A, B, C, News Radio, Festival of the Boot.
Australians, you are at war, but this is the 2014 Festival of the Boot, live with Roy and HG on ABC News Radio.
Of course, the bounce of the ball.
It was cruel, wasn't it?
It is cruel, yeah. Anyway, they get the ball back. Might have been a short kick-off.
Yeah, it
there.
was a short kick-off.
Thompson's got the ball back for Canterbury Bankstown. They're trying to take him towards the line. They can't. And it looks like Sam's... Is that Sam sitting there? No, Tyrrell. He's back with
Tyrrell's
us.
back. Good.
Let's go. I don't know why he just had that swollen face look that Sam's been sporting all night.
Yeah. Now, Tyrrell looks... he looked pretty aware.
I'm pretty sure he'll run on. And it's Tolman with the ball getting run back here. That's great work.
Yeah.
Great work from the
They're
Burgess.
making a point now, aren't they?
They are. Back it goes. They're inside the 20.
Here's Pritchard. Oh, good pass.
Pritchard.
Well, hang on. Was that touched?
T-Rex. Is that 6 more to go?
I didn't see a signal, HG.
But 0. It is 6 more.
It is a 0. Okay, good.
Now
We've still got some rugby league here then. Some attacking rugby league from Canterbury.
Wide onto Morris. Morris pushes it. What a great fend. Then he gets bottled up by Rabbits, rather.
Yeah, by Lottie Takiri by the looks. And one of the Burgess boys,
yeah,
Big Sam.
Toothless Burgess.
Yeah.
Back it. Oh, no, not T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Oh, not T-Rex.
Show the miracle pass, T.
That's right. No, just leave it alone. Look at that head between thighs, getting crushed. That facial massage from the sides. Nothing hurts more. Back it goes. There's a little kick early in the tackle count. Taken in behind.
Oh, take it easily.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
That's terrible rugby league.
That's terrible rugby league.
Oh, this is terrible rugby league.
This is starting to end up stupid.
This is amateur hour.
They didn't need to kick.
No, panicked.
They didn't need to kick.
So we're looking for a
what?
Well, if we're looking for someone for an ordinary performance, look no further than Reynolds. Look no further than Hodgkinson.
Yeah, there's a few there, isn't there?
Yeah. And T-Rex indeed. T-Rex,
he's won it all.
He's won it all, hasn't he?
So T-Rex, the worst player on the park.
Yep.
And now the only minutes to go. We're down to the 4 minutes. This is getting beyond the Dogs. And it's been hard work for the Rabbits. They haven't won it easily, but they've just been by far the better team on the night.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, luck's a fortune, isn't it? I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
The post got in the way.
Reynolds again.
Wow.
Souths like the posts, don't they?
They do.
Reynolds kicked it. He knew what he was doing.
Yep.
And they've got 24-6 at the moment with a kick to come.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
I think it might have been Sutton who did that kick, HG.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Sutton who used to be a 5'8" in his earlier
They got one,
career.
but they got another one in the finals similar to that.
Yeah,
might
they
have hit the post.
Yeah, now let's have a look at this.
Oh, sorry, you're right, Sutton. I thought it was Reynolds. Reynolds running, of course. Knew where it was going. Saw it.
Look at that. It's using the post as an extra man. It's good if you can do it.
Hard to do. They're a bit immobile.
Yeah.
I've never seen them win the Churchill, though.
No.
And now the emotion, of course.
Mind you, that post has played better than a lot of the Canterbury players.
It's true. It's certainly got a lot more moves. Maguire thinks it's all over as he's coming down onto the sideline now. to be with the players. And English overcome.
England's emotional now. They're emotional, these players.
Overcome with
and
emotion.
you can't blame them.
No, I know.
42 years.
I know, 42 years. It's just an incredible amount of time.
It is, isn't it?
It's hard to think what we were doing 42 years ago. There was no colour television.
It was last century.
Forget that, don't you? Last century. Now the trainers getting involved. Don't like seeing trainers out there. You know, it's all very well.
It's well before global warming.
Is that right? Before climate change was
even thought of.
Reynolds kicking for goal here to make it 26. What have we got into terms of the time? And so Souths, after all this time, after all those heartbreak, we go back to the Burning Palms Motel in Dubbo to see the inspiration of all of this. And here they are. Oh, there's Isaac Luke. That's great. Being lugged around by bench players there. Kick to come. Converted. Reynolds. And that's
22-6, and that's about right. They've been 4 times the better.
Excellent. I mean, way better team.
In fact, they could score another couple of tries.
79th minute. We got 1 to go. There's Inglis. Hadn't been a great night from him particularly.
Oh, he had 1 good run. Sam's crying. Very emotional for Sam.
Oh, it would be. He's not going to play this anymore, is he?
No.
How must his mum
that's
feel?
it. That's it. It's all over for Sam.
I know. You never get a chance to do this
these
again.
mates, you'll never play with them again.
No, and all they can do is, have these, what would you call it, get-togethers?
Reunions.
Reunions, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Reunions.
Yeah, he's Sam. I mean, he's given his tooth
to rugby league.
He's got that busted eye.
Yeah.
He's played the whole game with a busted head, and he didn't even win the Churchill. His brother did. Oh, that's the one we're imagining that's how it's going to go. But I think they probably will give it to Sam for
here we go,
sentimental
78
reasons.
minutes. I had 79 minutes ago. They'd found some time here. As Maguire, who's been relieved as the most relieved person out there. A head of a goose out there. They're starting to put on the party tricks now.
They are.
And Coruscant, dummy half. Dummy half. Here's the Churchill medalist, is it?
One of the nominees.
Nominees. Way it comes now. Here, he looks to unload. There's Keary trying to get through. Keary
try time to Inglis. Try time to Inglis. This is it.
He gets the one.
Let's do the go-out. There's the go-out.
79th minute.
Yes. Oh, well, what a celebration this is for South Sydney SG.
30-6, kick to come.
30-6.
42 years before you've seen anything like these scenes.
Yeah.
He's got to try. Just when I suggested Inglis hadn't done much, they found a bit of space, and off he took.
I mean, it'd be nice to win by 42 points. I mean, that'd really...
Oh, what a lovely idea. I hadn't thought of that. It just occurred to you, has it? 7 tries. The emotion.
The emotion, SG. The emotion.
The emotion, that's what it's all about. The emotion.
There's Badge Maguire. I mean, the emotion coming from him. I mean...
Let's have a look at what happens here.
Let's have a look here.
Sutton gets the ball. He goes one way, and he finds
was there shepherding is the only question, HG. Was a man held? And was that a forward pass? Well, they won't be judging the forward pass. They haven't got the angle to do that. No, I think they'll award that, HG.
Let's have a look at this.
It's just whether there's obstruction. No, I just think he went for the wrong bloke. Yeah, that's the forward pass. I'd pull that up, but...
they can't.
I don't think they will. I don't think they can.
Here he comes, the Mr. Goanna man.
So I think they'll award this a try, actually.
It's a terrific act, isn't it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's good. It's brought kids back to rugby league.
Yeah.
Try. There they go. 30-6 with a kick to come. 30-6 with a kick to come in the 80th minute. It's all over. Souths have done it after 42 years without a victory, without a sniff. They've managed to climb the mountain, and everybody's happy, of course. And what a great relief for the people of Redfern who have suffered along with their team. They've seen the lows, Roy. They've been booted out of the competition. They're back now, and it's now time to celebrate in the Coach Wooden Myrtle.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, actually. It's good for rugby league.
And are they letting Sam have a kick?
I hope so.
Yes, here it is.
Yeah.
The final thing, I love these sport. It's
novelty moments.
Novelty moments. But sport, it's a great bringer of people together.
Yeah. And Sam might kick it. I doubt it, but he might.
Will he do the Wilkinson? Yes,
yeah,
he's
I
doing
hope
the
he
Wilkinson.
does. I hope he puts on a real show because he's an entertainer.
Yeah,
Sam.
that's what you forget. That's why he's going to rugby to entertain.
Yeah.
And now I wonder if you can see that far.
Yeah, is he going to do the Johnny Wilkinson?
I hope so. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Bit of Wilkinson.
No, he's just coming in. He's kicked it. No, just missed.
So the score in the boot part 2, the 2014 Rugby League Grand Final, 30-6. Congratulations, Rabbits.
This is Operation Sink the Slipper, aka Start the Stink, and it's live across the battlefield with Roy and HG on ABC News Radio.
Well, Roy, it is emotional, isn't it? You know, as we hear the song Glory, Glory, I'm a Rabbit going up in the background, I'm just wondering, before we come to watch these pictures, and there's people, you know, obviously it's all forgotten now, all the headbutts, all the clashes, all the stupidity, it's all behind us, and we can really enjoy, you know, the whole thing of rugby league at its finest.
Yeah, this is rugby league at its very best stage here. We've seen the madness, well, we just missed one or two maybe line breaks. Well, we saw one from Inglis, which was great. We didn't see what we'd call much pretty rugby league, but we saw a lot of the grind of rugby league, and I think it's the grind people really love.
It is, the close-in work and the...
Yeah.
You know, and I come back to Russell Crowe, where we started the match all those hours ago. A strong South Sydney club means not just more football players or more sports people, but more doctors and lawyers and artists will rise from our fan base of kids as they grow, because they've been given a true example that hard work and belief does in fact have its rewards. You know, Sydney University, they'll be queuing now, won't they?
They will be, as we speak, yeah.
Macquarie University, they'll be queuing now. But not only here, Roy.
Yeah.
Flinders University.
And look at these two old warriors, actually, the two Englishmen. I mean, they'll have a beer later and have a laugh about it, but they had that wonderful clash of heads. It might have been the opening moment of the game.
It was the opening moment of the game. It was just fantastic. But that's what rugby league's like.
They're the foundations of rugby league.
They are. If you didn't go home with a busted head, did you play?
Exactly. I mean, people forget rugby league is built on violence. It's a violent sport, and when we see violence in us become almost like poetry.
Exactly.
That's when we love it.
That's a beautiful note on which to take this moment and reflect on the 42 years and the wonderful news, if you've just joined us, that the South Sydney Rabbits have broken the drought and finally, with the best team in the competition probably all year, have won the Boot Part 2, the 2014 NRL Grand Finals. The celebrations have begun everywhere. The Glory, Glory, I'm a Rabbit, the tune that is thrilling the world at the moment, is here in the background. And we just think about the second half. There was a relatively quick reply by the Dogs to the 6-0 scoreline, which took the score to 6-6. Obviously, you know, it was a plan by Des, and a terrific work move with a Triceratops going over off a kick from Hodgkinson, and all of a sudden you thought this game's alive. Well, it wasn't alive for very long, because in the 57 minutes, Burgess got a great try and probably signed Churchill medal in his name and took the score to 10-6. That was converted by Reynolds, 12-6. Then, I made a mistake. It was missed by Reynolds, that particular one. So the score sat at 10-6 for a while. Then, after a penalty, Reynolds converted and took it to 12-6. And then the floodgates opened. There was a penalty that took it to 14-6. And then Reynolds converted a try, and I've just lost the plot here a little bit because Tyrrell was backed off in the middle of this.
That's right, he was, yes.
And so it got out to 14-6. Ruva scored a 4-pointer, 18-6 converted, 26 Reynolds again, Inglis again in the dying moments, converted by Reynolds, took the score finally to 30-6. 30-6, and that's the grand final wrap-up. Sorry, it was a bit garbled there, but the emotions overcome me.
Well, it's a very emotional thing, actually. I mean, this is the 21st premiership for Souths, and people find it hard to believe that you could wait 42 years between number 20 and number 21. But isn't it great having Souths back into the competition? It's just been a real tonic. I mean, you really feel a sense... Look, I feel it right across the country, actually, a sense of renewal.
Renewal?
A renewal in rugby league. You know, grassroots, we're going to see rugby league springing up everywhere now. Everyone wants to be a rugby league player these days.
And do you think...
And it takes great moments like this. We've seen it tonight. We've seen the power of rugby league. We've seen its grace. We've seen its charm. We've seen all its glittering forms in the flawed diamond that is rugby league. You know, it's not perfect, but then again, what is? Nothing's perfect. And rugby league acknowledges that, and we celebrate its imperfections. And we love the imperfections of rugby league as much as we love its perfect moments. That's the joy of the game. That's the genius of the game. That's the accidental explosion of wonder that rugby league can provide in these great moments when it's showcased in the right way, in the right light, at the right time, with the right players, the right teams, in the right moment, in the most marvellous competition in the world.
Beautifully summed up there, Roy. I couldn't do it better myself. And let's take this small break and come back with the final word from Homebush this evening.
ABC News Radio.
Festival of the Boot 2014.
Footy heads, the Somme was no picnic, but neither is the boot. Lend an ear because it's live across Australia on ABC News Radio.
And taking in these pictures, Roy, there's a mum who's so pleased her boys played rugby league.
Yeah, and Sam's going to look good tomorrow. That eye is really going to blacken up, isn't it?
And here's Isaac Luke celebrating with the rest of them. But, you know, it's a...
Well, I don't like that.
He
didn't play in the game.
No, true. Do you think he should, sit on the pine and just shut up?
He should be at home.
And here's the club owner with, obviously one of the players who's off to rugby union, Sam Burgess. And what's great is, I thought that was a healing moment there, where mum came out.
Yeah.
The boys have been battered and bashed.
Yeah.
And, mums would be thinking, well, should my kid play?
Yeah.
Well, to get a moment like that, when your son's lost a tooth for the code.
I know.
And when you've got to shine.
And the mum is so proud.
I know. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It took me back.
Sends a great message, doesn't it, for all those mums who might have been vacillating, might have been thinking,
soccer might be for Johnny.
Yeah. But
No,
hang on,
bugger.
he's only lost a tooth. Go on, get out there and play some rugby league.
Remember that night in State of Origin where Benny Elias had the Crimea War look?
Yeah.
And the mum came on and helped out. There's mum now, proud as punch, that her boys have played the greatest game of all.
Yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's just such a lovely feeling and great camaraderie there. It's a family game, isn't it?
It is a family game.
You think of the entertainers, the Dogs tonight, the Hughes, the Mortimers and so on.
That
and all the great
legacy
families.
of greatness,
Yes. And now the baton's been passed on to obviously the Burgess boy here. It's terrific, isn't it?
It is terrific.
Great to see.
Yep.
And here's the players bringing their kids out as well. That's terrific to see too.
Yeah, well, they're the players of tomorrow, HG.
You forget that.
Yeah.
And remember, they're also the doctors and the lawyers and the artists of tomorrow. And those cues, I've had some vision sent in on YouTube. God, they're getting big.
Yeah, I know.
People are clamouring to start now. Let me in. I've seen what rugby league can do. Now I want to be part of it. Oh,
there's the ring.
Oh, yeah, very good. Very good. And so there it is, lovers of the second prong of the boot. The sermon of the rabbit and the bone, cracked, boxed and buried. The book is closed. Today's prong of the Festival of the the Festival of the Festival of the Boot. Sink the slipper, a.k.a. start the sneak. We're stared by the rabbits. Remember, 42 years without it, and now, could this be the start of a bit of a run? We certainly hope so. The tune, 30-6. Congratulations, Captain Sutton. Congratulations, Super Coach Madge Maguire, as we sign off from the Boot at Stadium Australia. Can I thank ABC News Radio for opening its doors and letting a few blow-ins wander in and take over the airwaves and rabbit on about rugby league for a couple of hours. For the help on this historic, and that's what I've got to say, historic occasion, can I thank King Wally Otto in the soundproof booth. He was brilliant tonight, wasn't he?
He was.
I thought he really lifted.
Yeah, he did.
In the second half, he really came alive. Scotty Wales for the magic under the black dot. Ben Hoadley for incredible drive from the back line and bringing back the ball and, camped under a bomb you couldn't expect for her safer hands. And, of course, finally, my colleague in league again, rampaging Roy Slaven. Thanks for another incredible year. And thank you, Team Australia, for your continuing and unflagging interest in the greatest game of all. We'll see you in 2015 to do it all again, when your team could be making the lap of honour after the big Watusi at Stadium Australia. Until then, keep loving league. Bye now.
Wow, Team Australia, you've done it again. Operation Sink the Slipper, aka Start the Stink, has shown us why we are the greatest country on earth and why everyone in the world wants to come here and be just like us, playing our game and living our fabulous lifestyle. But that, my very good friends, is another story for another day. So until hostilities erupt again and the world needs Team Australia to start shooting, keep your powder dry, your barrel clean and your eyes peeled for Russian leaners and lurkers. Bye now.